Yes, guys. Good afternoon. How is everybody? Hope everyone's doing well. This is the Premier League's back, guys. So we are doing a Premier League preview. We're going to be doing this every Friday, and we're joined today, as by every week from now on, when we do Premier League as well, by my good friend Stephen Statman Stubbs. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, all good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, just about. Yeah, just about. Sorry for the lateness, guys. I literally woke up 5 minutes ago, so I do apologise. I do apologise for a bit of the lateness, but yeah. So we're going to be looking at the whole Premier League, guys, reviewing all the Premier League games. Once I get up on my screen, and yeah, and we're going to go from there. We're going to go from there, guys. Should be a good video. So big up to Daz right now. How you doing, Daz? Jamie. I won't be in chat for this one tonight. Big up Ryan. Hope you're doing well.
Ryan, how you doing, mate?
Edward, hope you're doing well, Edward. Edward going with his Twitter hand. He's going with his Twitter handle now.
All right, okay.
Big up Gary, Football Content Factory. How you doing, my man? How's the show's coming along? Because I know you're doing YouTube now. How's the show's coming along?
Drop his link in or subscribe to him.
Yeah, he's doing I'll do that in a sec. Big up Jack, how you doing, mate? Hope you're doing well. Jazz, hope you're doing well. And how you doing, mate? Hope you're doing good, my friend. Marvin, how you doing, mate? Yeah, sort of treat to see the Stubbs. RP, how you doing? Klopp sounds like Kanate's long-term injury.
Doesn't sound good, does it? It doesn't sound good. He said he's out for a while, so that's not a clear indication of when he's going to be back at all. So I'm worried about that.
It's a weird one. Klopp Klopp with injuries doesn't really tell you what's going on, does he?
Yeah,
he just goes, "Go be out for a while, be back next week," and that's all you ever hear. It's like, what's a while?
Be a good poker player, wouldn't he?
Yeah, what the hell is a while? When I subscribed to this channel, the target was reached 2K, and we have passed it with flying colours. So big up to you, Jane. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Well done, mate.
Big up, Aaron. Hope you're doing
Aaron.
well, mate. Right, let's get it all up. So everyone's doing well, guys. So we're going to go through all the Premier League fixtures this week and this weekend, and we're going to have a good one, guys. Don't forget, guys, you can get your scores in the chats for every game as well, and we'll get your scores up, guys. So it should be you guys get involved. We'll have a good show. Obviously, we're going to start off with tonight's game. It's going to be Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. Game I'm covering tonight, guys, so make sure you join us for the watch-along for that. I'll be covering this game tonight, Arsenal Crystal Palace, because I'm here for the vibes if Arsenal lose, which I very much will doubt. I think they'll win this game because they're in quite decent form in pre-season. Yes, Arsenal made some very good transfers this summer, especially with Gabriel Jesus, He's probably the signing of the summer so far. William Saliba, who they're calling a new signing, but they've had for 2 years, but he's gone on loan every time.
Yeah,
he looks decent, to be fair. Fabio Vieira is it as well.
Yeah, Fabio Vieira.
And Zinchenko. Zinchenko, I think, is a good little bit of business, actually, because he's a very versatile player, can play in central midfield, can play the left back, as we've seen with Man City. Decent in midfield when you're watching for Ukraine. I don't know if it'd be too lightweight to play midfield in the Premier League, but we'll see.
He's not a midfielder, mate. There's a reason why Man City didn't play him in midfield, isn't there? So
yeah, exactly. But yeah, like Arsenal, we know what Arsenal fans are like. They're the best fans in the world, ain't they? When it comes to positivity, they're very positive at the moment. Gabriel Jesus does look like a good bit of business. And so we said Zinchenko looks like a good bit of business as well. Fabio Vieira. And obviously they got William Saliba back. Well, it looks like it's going to be William Saliba and Gabriel at their centre-back combination at the moment. That's what Arsenal fans are telling me. So Ben White will be sitting out. I don't know if Kieran Tierney's back fit because man's always injured. So,
well, Zinchenko will play there anyway, Jamie, won't he?
Yeah, but Kieran Tierney's a tremendous left back now. With Palace as well. Palace have had a few issues. Obviously, a lot of their players couldn't go on pre-season tours of Asia and Australia because of
COVID
vaccination issues, because them countries are very strict on that. You can't enter their countries without a vaccination. So, half their team might not be ready to go. So, what's your prediction on this one, my man?
I've done the predictions with Doug yesterday, so I was just looking back and seeing what I'd predicted. But I knew I'd went for a Palace win. I've gone for a 2-1 Palace win. I just think if you look at what Palace done last season, I think they lost 4 times at home in the Premier League last season, only bettered by Manchester City and ourselves. So although they took points off Arsenal, they beat them 3-0 last season at Selhurst Park. Drew 0-0 with Man City, so it's a very, very tough place to go, especially under the lights at Selhurst Park. And I think Arsenal don't generally start off well. You look at 3-0 last season against Brentford away, first game of the season. Arsenal always seem to start the season as the first game, and I just think Palace are just going to be a little bit too strong for them, and I'm going for a 2-1 Palace win.
2-1 Palace win. Guys, don't forget you get yours in the chat, guys, about Crystal Palace versus Arsenal. Get your scores in the chat, guys. I mean, it is a very difficult away game to go to, obviously, Crystal Palace versus Arsenal. Palace is not the team I'd want to play my first game of the season, but with them being a little bit undercooked maybe with some of their players, and Arsenal in very good form in pre-season. Now, it's hard one to predict with Arsenal because Arsenal always look very good when there's no pressure on them. They always have done. So, pre-season, no pressure on Arsenal, get to play their football, and they look really good on the eye. And that's the way it's always been with Arsenal. I'm going for a draw on this one. I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1 because, as I say, Palace are very hard to beat. Arsenal, Arsenal, they've had a decent pre-season. I'm going to give them benefit of the doubt. I think Gabriel Jesus is a fantastic bit of business. I think Zinchenko is a fantastic bit of business as well. And but Arsenal's still got plenty of positions in this team they still need to improve yet before I start getting a bit too carried away with them. But William Saliba's the next Van Dijk apparently, so I'm looking forward to watching him tonight. So I'm gonna go 1-1. I'm gonna go 1-1. Savage, you ain't missing anything, mate. We're just talking about the first game here, Palace versus Arsenal.
I was listening the whole time, and I was just trying to fix my stupid ass camera.
So, what's your predictions on this game? Your thoughts on it?
First, big up boys, and big up the chat. Arsenal, Crystal Palace. As much as I think Arsenal will have a good season, I think they might lose this game.
Yeah.
I think for Arsenal to do good this season, they might need to be brought down to life, to reality, pretty fast, because pre-season, and I don't know if you can really have an incredible pre-season. It's just what it is, isn't it? It's like having an incredible training session. So the games I watched them play so far, the positive they've got is that they're scoring loads of goals, and that isn't because it's pre-season. You know what I mean? The goal scorer is a goal scorer, so. I think Jesus will continue scoring, but the teams they were playing against were defending terrible. Like, they were not good. So I'm gonna go for Crystal Palace 2-1. Crystal Palace. I think Jesus will score, but I think Palace will beat them. It's a hard place to go. Is that Selhurst Park, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, that's a horrible place to go, man. Trust me, I got flashbacks from that shit.
Yeah, totally. Let's get some. So Jack's going 2-0 Palace. I'm going to get some Liverpool news in a minute as well, because
that Palace crowd, isn't it, man? When they start singing "Glad all over" and that, bro, and it's massive.
No, it's hard. 3-1 Palace says Ant. Ryan says 2-1 Palace.
We got the Palace cheerleaders as well, man. Come on.
Wolf says 3-2 to Arsenal. Ben White will still be playing right back. Yeah, that's true. Their fullbacks are injured. Ben White right back, Jesus Christ. Ben White versus Zaha right back. That might be an interesting battle tonight. It might be an interesting battle. Palace fans are fanatics, yeah. Big up the mods. Yeah, always. A time, Mizzy, my man. It's been a while.
Oh, Mizzy, how we doing, mate?
Hope you're doing well, fella. Hope you're doing well. I think Saw Arsenal fans tweeting
God.
Saka is better than Bruno Fernandes, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Sancho, and Salah combined. You know,
that. Oh my God, man.
The starting already. The season hasn't even started yet. It's
yeah.
It really
I'm going to
is.
give him the benefit of the doubt and just say that was one fan because surely nobody said that.
Probably AFTV or something, isn't it?
Ty.
Yeah.
He's not. People might diss Bruno Fernandes, but he ain't better than Bruno Fernandes. I don't think Bruno Fernandes is that bad of a player. He's just playing for a shit club.
Nah, I don't know. There's something about Bruno, bro. This guy.
I don't like his attitude, mate.
No, he has got a stinky attitude. There's no doubt. He does think he's
got a terrible pass on him.
He thinks he's messy, don't he? That's the problem.
Yeah.
He thinks he's messy in his head, but he ain't.
It'd be even more arrogant if Ronaldo didn't turn up.
Say that again.
Ronaldo's come and took the spotlight off him and took all of his penalties away, and all of a sudden he can't score.
Yeah, it all dried up. Jay, you seen Tyler's comments? No, I haven't. Who's Tyler?
Martin Tyler, I think.
Why? What's Martin Tyler said?
He's basically said that Hillsborough was down to hooliganism. That's what he was related to, which is an absolute disgusting comment, and he deserves.
When did he say that?
He said it on Radio 4 apparently, but the person who was interviewing him didn't even sort of challenge him at all. He mentioned it was due to the Premier League starting up again, and he was going back to when he first started out at punditry and stuff and commentary, etc. And he just basically said Hillsborough was hooliganism apart, well, like any other sport as well. He was basically saying some of his comments like that. He's
got to go then. That's his career finished then, ain't he? Because we know that's bullshit lies.
Everyone's been tagging Carra on Twitter now, just obviously saying, I hope you're not going to work with him now, which he doesn't deserve to keep his job. I mean, you've seen all these commentaries anyway. He's so enthusiastic when Liverpool are playing. It's unreal.
Yeah, I think it's worse because he said it quite flippant, and it didn't.
What a prick.
Yeah, he said it quite flippant. He actually his quote was like, he said, "You've got to remember that football was in a bit of a crisis at the time. We weren't long after Hillsborough and the other hooligan-related issues." Flipping
so he's linked Hillsborough to hooligans. Where we know that's not the case.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's got to go then. His job's finished. How can he stay in his job?
Exactly.
There's not even a reason to speak on Hillsborough. He could have said anything.
No, it's a joke. Absolute joke. I mean, we've all said as Liverpool fans that he's got a vendetta against Liverpool in a way when he commentates, and now it's just been proven, ain't it?
Exactly.
Well, Sky, if you need a new commentator, I am available on weekends. So, yeah, I'm more than welcome. You're
already on Sky now, aren't you? You're not allowed.
Yeah, a little bit. It's next month. That's all I can say.
Yeah, we merch there as well, eh?
Yeah, watch him. He's gonna accidentally start drinking from that cup while Sky's on.
Not accidentally at all, is it?
Yeah, he's gonna have a cough. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I've got to drive through." He's gonna pick up
bringing my own glass.
Product placement, man.
Yeah, bringing my own glass with me, man. My own little bag. So, Jamie, what you got in there? No, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's just some knickknacks and stuff. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Big up Marvin with the super chat, my friend. Thank you. Steve, can you shout out the boys from Mike Molecroft? But what is that about?
It's a Sunday League team. I'm very worried about Marvin because he somehow knows which Sunday League team I play for. I don't know how because I've never mentioned it as far as I'm aware of anyway. So do not know. Do not know where he's got it from. But
it's, dear.
Yeah, it's quite worrying to be honest, but he still hasn't told me where he's got it from. But yes, that's the team that I play for, Sunday League anyway.
Big up Molecroft B. Good evening, lads from Mongo. Big up Storm. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing good. And always big up to the living legend, Mr. Conway, who will be getting some free merch, which is going to take a couple of weeks to get to you, John, but you will get it. The FBI. Yeah, you need the FBI. He's FBI. He's FBI.
Yeah, I think so, Jack. Yeah, you could be right. Yeah.
Does Alvarez play much of City? It's an FPL question.
Quite a lot.
I think. Yeah, if you got him in your FPL, I think you'd be fine. I can see him playing quite a bit. Yeah, so we're going 1-1. I'm going 1-1. Steve, you're going. What was it? 2-0.
2-1.
2-1, and Savage.
2-1 to Crystal Palace.
2-1 to Palace. There you go, guys. So that's the first game Right, we're going to do all this in order of the kickoffs and everything. So we'll do Fulham Liverpool. I did my preview of Fulham Liverpool yesterday. I did some other previews on other channels as well. So as always, Liverpool's relegation battle starts Saturday. Because if you talk to Liverpool fans, apparently we're in a relegation battle now. So, the good faith and the good health from us winning last Saturday in the Community Shield to 24 hours now away from kickoff has all gone downhill because of Konate's injury, and the world's gone mad. Liverpool going to be in a relegation battle because it's over. Because everyone's forgetting we still got Joel Matip and Joe Gomez. Apparently, them two guys don't exist, and we play only Konate and Van Dijk every game. So the world is over there. The world is over for Liverpool Football Club. The title charge is finished before a ball's even kicked. The world's gone in a meltdown. People actually listen. I was just reading while you guys were chatting a second ago. I was just reading Klopp's presser and stuff like that.
I just watched it, to be fair. Just that was the last one I watched before I came on.
I swear a lot of people don't listen to everything.
No, they don't. You know what? You're 100% right. I literally watched Sky Sports comments come up and I literally just listened to him. Like, I watched the whole thing. So it's weird that they make weird statements and stuff.
Mad. It's mad. But Konate's going to be out for a little bit.
Yeah, he said he's keeping Nat Phillips around.
Yeah.
Nat Phillips is going to stay around, which obviously means, Konate is going to be out for quite a bit. But, we've still got, in that case, Nat Phillips, who is a bit of a cult hero. We got Joe Gomez, who everyone loves, and we got Joel Matip, who is still Van Dijk's main partner. So we still got two other centre backs. So it's not the end of the world, is it, guys? It really isn't. Konate is a great player, don't get me wrong, and he's going to be missed. I still think that he was going to play Matip more in the Premier League this season still and play Konate in the Champions League. I think that was the way he was going to go at it. So
you don't start for a while, does it? So
no, exactly. So I don't think it's the end of the world. And Joe Gomez is still there, guys.
Exactly.
Joe Gomez is still there. He's still fit, and Nat Phillips is still there. I'd love to see Nat Phillips play with Virgil.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
I really would like to see
that is, man.
I really would like to see that. I actually would like to see Nat Phillips play with Virgil, because Nat Phillips never played with him yet, has he? He's never played with the captain.
Mate, good luck trying to win a header against them two.
I mean, that would be quite interesting. I'd like to see how Virgil, talks to Nat Phillips and gets him in position and stuff like that, because Nat's not one for coming out and roaming around a bit like Konate does. He will actually keep.
Who did Virgil play with in that cup game then? Do you remember there's a game, like, was it Luton or someone, and Virgil played a half? He played with one. He played with.
I don't know if he played with Phillips.
Did he not play with? Was it Van der Berg he played with?
I think it was Van der Berg. He
was.
He hasn't played with Nat Phillips yet. It's what everyone's waiting for, the Nat Phillips Virgil combination. And if Nat Phillips does well, you know what I mean? He's like, I like Nat. I don't think he's like long-term Liverpool centre-back, maybe, because to be a Liverpool centre-back, you do have to have certain skills in that area, don't you? He's Nat Phillips is a throwback, ain't he? He's a throwback.
He is.
If he was around in the 90s, he'd be the perfect centre-back, wouldn't he? Yeah. He's just like...
Terry Butcher, isn't
he? Yeah. Cover my space. If it needs header in it. If it needs kicking out, kick it out. That's what he is. He's not the worst defender in the world. He's just not. He's just not maybe as mobile as we need. Nat Phillips next to Van Dijk turns into variety. Big up, Jack. No, I wouldn't be surprised actually. Selective hearing from a lot of people. Yeah, it is. It is. Is Darwin better than Diaz on the left? We'll see Darwin playing winger at all.
No.
Chad says.
No.
Yeah, I think it's because he went wide a little bit for Benfica back in the day, didn't he?
Yeah, he drifts out quite a lot for Benfica.
But I don't think he actually started out there. I think it was just his positioning. He drifted from the central area. But he won't be drifting as much in this team because he will be Chinese pint glasses available soon. Quench the This time tomorrow, we'll be happy. I can't wait. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
Stu the Red. Big up to you, my friend. A lot of new
Probably.
people in the chat today, so big up to everyone. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed as well, guys. So big up to everybody. But
in this pre-season time, have you guys realised that as men, we're like we're quite sad, innit? We don't have much to live for. Just it's family and football, bro.
Family and football. That's it. That's it.
Exactly.
Wait, let's face it. We are very simple creatures.
We are basic, bro. That's why if somebody
basic.
gets it wrong, that's how you know if you got the wrong woman, yeah. Because if she gets it wrong, I'm like,
we are so
just
basic.
We like food, we like football, and we like the family, and
that's it. We're done. We're done.
Nothing else, bro.
We are literally quite happy with just that, ain't we? We literally are.
No, I know, because I've been clutching at straws, man. Like the closer it's been getting to the start of the season, I've just had Sky Sports News in the background. Like, he just repeats. He repeats every 10 minutes here, but it just makes me feel nice, bro.
Oh, for goodness sake. Big up LFC Aaron with the super chat. Apparently, you can hang a wet towel of Fat Sam after he's watched Nat play.
Love it, Aaron. Love it.
He'd be a perfect Big Sam defender, wouldn't he?
Yeah, or Daichi.
Yeah. Big up LFC Aaron. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Oh my God, my kids are kicking off.
Oh dear.
Jesus Christ.
Royal Rumble going on, man.
It sounds like it. So Fulham have got Bert Leno in, ain't they? Is it on loan or did they actually sign him?
No, they've signed him. 8 million.
8 million, wasn't it? 8 million, yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
What do we think about that signing? Because I don't think Bert Leno is that bad of a goalkeeper.
That's a great signing.
I actually think he's a better goalkeeper than Aaron Ramsdale. But the only thing Aaron Ramsdale is better is his distribution.
Yeah, that's it. That's literally it. If you play for the top six, you got to be able to pass the ball up from the back.
But I think as a goalkeeper, he's better than Aaron Ramsdale, who just flips around like that.
Let's not forget his world-class saves, Jamie, as well.
Oh shit! I did my head in last season.
Yeah,
a shot right at Ramsdale. Poof. What are you doing? Just save it,
mate.
That's embarrassing. But he'd be a decent goalkeeper. They got some decent players, Fulham. What's that defensive midfielder's name? Where is it?
Paulina, is it?
Paulina. Yeah. I think he's defensive midfielder anyway.
I don't know what Arsenal ever got rid of Martinez, to be honest. He's the better goalkeeper out of all of them.
Yeah, no, they
gave him to Villa.
Yeah, they made some weird mistakes. Yeah, João Paulina from Portugal, defensive midfielder. Good. He's very good. They got Andres Pereira as well from Man United, which is
that's nothing to shout home about, really, Jamie, is it, mate?
A weird one. And Anthony Knockaert, I like it. I didn't mind Anthony Knockaert at Brighton. He was
I like Knockaert.
Harry Wilson,
like him as well, don't they?
Harry Wilson's a decent player, but unfortunately, Harry Wilson he's injured. Tom Carney, who was there. He was their superstar for a while, weren't he?
Yeah.
And then they got
the thing. He still play for them, Bobby Reid.
Yeah, Bobby Reid.
Cordova Reid, yeah.
He's still there. And then obviously you got Alexander Mitrovic. Now, the Mitrovic thing is a weird one, ain't it? He scored 771 goals in the Championship last season, and then. What are you cracking up about now?
No, because I swear last time Mitrovic was in the Premier, he scored 3 goals, bro.
He did. That's what I'm saying. He's the weirdest player. It's like the Championship level.
Mate, that is Victor and Ichibi levels. That is, bro. That is trash, bro.
In the Championship, he is amazing, but when it comes to the Premier League,
I'll give him this. I think he'll score more than 3 this season.
Yeah, I think 4 or 5. Yeah. But
that's being generous, that, Jamie. Yeah.
But saying that, Newcastle, I think at Newcastle that season he got 10 goals, but he fell out with Rafa, I think, if I remember rightly. They fell out, and Rafa was like, "All right, you just leave then." And he went to Fulham from there, but he did score 10 goals that season before he left. So I don't know with Mitrovic. It's a weird one. I wouldn't hang my hat on him scoring goals because of previous, but in the Championship though, he was set up a heck of a lot by Carvalho, weren't he? He was obviously at us now.
He broke his record, didn't it?
Yeah,
he broke the record from the year before, Ivan Toney. I think if you play for one of them teams, lower than 10th or 12th. I think if you score at least 10 goals closer to 12, your team will probably stay up, man. That's how important them goals are. You very rarely find like a team get relegated. I mean, back in the day with like Kevin Phillips and that, but if your team gets relegated now, your striker hasn't scored 12 goals. There's no way.
No way. Edward says 10. Edward going by his Twitter handle now. It's that even with the injuries, obviously we know there is no Canate. Although I don't think he would have played tomorrow anyway. Ali's fine now, as he says. Alisson will be in goal, no problem. Great to see the best goalkeeper in the world, in my opinion.
Yeah,
back in goal for the Reds. He said Curtis Jones ain't going to be that far along. You know, I was listening to some people say, "Oh, Curtis Jones won't be back to October." I was like, "Do you know do you know how 2 to 4 weeks works? It's 2 to 4 weeks. You know, we're in August.
Yeah,
I do worry. I do worry about some people.
Yeah.
I really do.
It's generation in the mud, man.
It could be back by second week of September, more than likely, first week of September, anything like that. So that'll be all good. I'm not worried about Curtis. Will be fine.
Nah, Kate is just sick. He said it's not COVID as well.
Yeah, Naby's got the guts.
God, what is up with him? Honestly, what is up with him?
Nah, somebody cursed Naby, bro. Somebody's cursed him, bro.
Naby's just got the shits, yeah. But because it's Naby, he's got the worst shits of all time. It's just not stopping.
He must.
There's no tap button. He's just living on the toilet.
Yeah, man. I feel bad for him, man. Because
just literally bracing on the bog every 10 seconds. The man can't move.
Do you remember when Adebayor's mum put a curse on him and he's just scoring? That's what's happened to Naby, bro. Someone.
Adebayor's mum put a curse on him.
Mate, that's the craziest thing. He actually stopped scoring as well.
I want to see how that curse went. She put a picture of her son on the fire and all this.
She fell out with him because she was basically selling like loads of stuff in Congo with his face on it, and she didn't clear it with him in it. And then he had a go in there, and then she just cursed him, bro, and then he stopped scoring goals.
Cut the chicken's throat, put the picture on the fire, smoke. Oh, Jesus Christ. Poor Adebayor. Costa Simicast, he's apparently just got knocks and bruises and all that sort of shit from training. So, and Klopp said he's out on the pitch and he might be
training next week.
Yeah, so that'd be fine. So, really, in theory, the only 2 long-term ones by the look of it is Ox, who's always long-term, and Canate. So, I think people are just going a bit, a bit too over top. Yeah, it might be neurovirus. It might be, or it might be, if it is Naby Keita, it might be monkeypox, because Naby Keita just seems to get everything worse, don't you?
Yeah, trust me.
I feel for Naby. Naby can't even be ill like a normal person. Naby was ill last week. He said he was ill last week, and then Klopp said he won't make the opening game of the season. I was like, how ill is he? Jesus Christ.
Mate, listen, you remember this is the guy who got on the plane fit and got off the plane injured, bro. So and anything after that, mate.
Yeah, what happened in What happened while it was up in the air?
I don't know, bro. He got on the plane, got a blanket on, he was injured, bro.
Naby got the worst cramp ever on the airline.
Yeah, bro, madness.
Stood up, couldn't fit his foot, went over, bang, done. Oh, poor Naby. Big up Pac-Man in the chat as well. Local City fan. How you doing, Pac-Man? Hope you're doing well, man. So, guys, get in the chat now and get your... he did kick grass and got injured. That is so true. And then Miracle Grow tried to give him a contract, didn't they? He was mad. Did you know? Miracle Grow tweeted Naby Keita out and said, "Do you want a sponsorship? Do you want a sponsorship?" Because he literally kicked grass and got injured.
Yeah, all these companies, so whoever runs their social media is reckless nowadays, bro. You have like Domino's and Specsavers just tweeting mad stuff.
The Specsavers ones, the Paddy
love
Power.
It,
Paddy Power's ones.
Yeah, Paddy Power's savage, bro.
Yeah, they are brilliant. Big up, Aaron. Reason for injury: turbulence. Jesus Christ. Guys, in the chat, get your score for Liverpool Fulham in, guys. Let me know what you think. I was watching a few channels on this the other day because all I watch is YouTube now. I ain't watched telly for years. And I'm sitting there watching YouTube yesterday, watching some of the Liverpool channels and all that. And some people are like bigging up Fulham like they're Real Madrid. I was like, what is going on here? And they're showing stats and stuff like that. I was like, right, they're all good, but they're championship stats, you know what I mean? You know, it's all, I mean, it's very good and all that, but I couldn't believe some channels like, and
They're
like,
petrified, bro.
should Liverpool go to a 4-2-3-1 in this game?
Oh my God.
Because Fulham are going to play 4-1-4-1. So how are we going to counter play that? And I just got in the chat and said, well, we'll go play 4-3-3 and have all the ball. You know, it's like, we never changed 4-2-3-1 for the best team in the world in Man City.
Yeah.
But we're going to do it for Fulham. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
People are so petrified of being clipped here that they act extra cautious about everything. Why wouldn't I assume that Liverpool finished second and won 2 trophies and got to the Champions League final was going to beat Fulham up who just got promoted? What? The only way Fulham beat us is if we play terrible or we do some stupid mistakes. But otherwise, from that, beat them up, bro.
It's a mad one. It is a mad one. And
Fulham ain't better than Leipzig and Salzburg and all them teams, bro.
I think Fulham, look, because Fulham beat every club in the Championship 4-5 and 6-0 last season, didn't they? They destroyed everyone. The difference is Championship defences are terrible.
And we took Carvalho off them.
Yeah. He was
involved in loads of that.
And we took arguably one of their best players on them off them, and
they got
Man.
I love Man.
I love Munsey. Big up Munsey.
Munsey, honestly.
I would expect him. He's a Man United fan.
Yeah,
I would expect.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, Fulham. It's just I'm going 4-0. I think we batter them. I think they're feeling around the club's actually quite good at the moment after the Community Shield win. Not everyone is dead. Liverpool fans, you know, there is a few injuries, but if you look at most of the squad, it's fit. It's all chill. I think we're winning. And I'll tell you what's going to piss off people even more. Jordan Henderson's going to play. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. And it's going to piss everyone off. Some people, Steve, you should see some of the shit he gets, man. Especially on him.
He's captain. Stick him.
Captain, man.
There's nothing wrong with Hendo. I don't get the Hendo abuse. I really don't. I did the video yesterday. I was talking about Hendo and I was saying, look, about player ratings, because the geezer, was it Steve from Redmen? He got a lot of stick, for what the rating he gave Hendo. I love it. I was watching it yesterday as well when he was doing the preview, and he was talking about Hendo, and he was like, he gave it a bit back, and I like that. I thought that's good. That's good. And why clip something up and give a man stick for a rating that he's gave a man that you might not agree with? How pathetic is this? Why do we live in this world? I mean, we gave on the Ivory Alpha Savage, didn't we give Hendo a 7, if I remember rightly, for his Community Shield game? I think we gave him a 7. I thought we said he had a decent game, nothing special, but he wasn't dead in the game. He had a decent game, and we gave him a 7. And some people are like, I think I can't remember who said it now. I think it was 6 times. Might say I'm not sure, but he gave him a 4, and it's like that's cool. I don't care. You know, you want to give him a 4, give him a 4. I gave him a 7. It's not, you know. I always say everyone watches football differently. So if us three watched a football game right now, I think we'd all see something different in that game of football, which I'm absolutely fine with. But then don't go and berate somebody because you don't agree with their rating for a player. I find that in this day and age ridiculous. Even if you're a kid doing it, I find it ridiculous. Just don't get it. I don't get why you do that sort of thing. And then I'm thinking he got called a racist because he gave Naby Keita a low score as well. And they called him a racist.
Oh my God, bro.
It's just, you can't.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore, bro.
I know.
Bro.
It's. Oh, right. Yeah, did my StreamYard run out, Jamie? Yes. Yeah, I've got to pay my StreamYard. That's why the StreamYard logo is back in the corner.
StreamYard need to lower the price, though. I ain't going to lie.
It is a lot of money, especially when you want to do the 1080p version of it as well.
How much is it?
Man? The professional one I pay is £34 a month.
Is that what you pay for, the professional one?
Yeah, the professional one, so you get all 1080 and do loads more stuff.
And then the other one's 20, isn't it?
That's 20. Yeah, 20 for mine.
Yeah, that's why I haven't got my overlay on, because I can't put an overlay on.
I didn't bother with the 1080p, man, because my webcam just messes me around anyway, bro.
Yeah, I just In the 1080, I look a little bit, prettier.
Yeah.
So
I got it free at first, man. I went on some conference call thing with Gary V, man, and I got it for free at the beginning, and then he ran out, bro.
He ran out. He was like, "That's enough of your free shit, Savage."
Yeah.
Ticket prices are a joke.
Oh, it's an absolute joke, bro. Absolute joke.
Well, it's one of the richest parts of London.
Fuck you, Tony Khan.
Or the richest part of London. Yeah, Tony Khan. Yeah, word to you. Everyone calls Vince a thingy. It's just, Tony Khan. Yeah, it's in the richest part of London, ain't it? It's gotta be extortionate, ain't it? Yeah. So yeah, get your scores in, guys. To Liverpool versus
What did you say, Jay?
Fulham. I'm going 4-0. I think.
What did you say, Steve?
I've gone for 3-0. Salah to score brace, so 2 goals for Salah, and I'm going for Star when Nunes, as Gary says, to come off the bench and get a goal as well. So 3-0 for me.
I'm gonna go Nunes 2, Salah, and Van Dijk 4-0.
Yeah, I think once we score, we open them up. I really do. It might be a tough first 15 minutes or so because they'll get behind the ball. Look, obviously, is it Marco Silva, their manager? They like to play a certain way. He likes to play attacking football. He likes to play attractive football. But you do that against Liverpool, you're going to get smashed.
To say that.
You do that against Liverpool, you're going to get smashed.
Yeah, trust me. Yeah, it's a bit mad, man. I think, just watch the first 10 minutes of that game, but watch what Salah does, bro. This keys is a crack. When he wants a goal and it's a new season, bro, he plays the highest pace, bro.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's got to score, ain't he? He's got to make it 6 out of 6, ain't he? He's just an absolute savage. Is Salah. So, guys, we're going 4-0 and 3-0 in that game. And, it should be a good start for us. Here's a game no one's going to watch. Bournemouth versus Aston Villa. This would be last match of the day.
This is
3 o'clock
Sunday.
kickoff.
Yeah.
3 o'clock kickoff on Saturday. I mean, this is
I spoke to the woman in the gym about this earlier, man. She said she was going down to the game.
I take it she's a villain.
Villa, yeah, sure. Because I was like, the Bournemouth. I've been to the Bournemouth Stadium a few times, man, and flipping heck, man. They give you the smallest allocation of tickets. You're in this little flipping tiny area. It's only 13,000, isn't it? Their capacity.
Yeah.
So I think it's 11 something.
11, 11.
I don't know. I thought they were meant to improve it for the next time.
They're trying to, but it's still the smallest stadium in the Premier League.
Yeah. What was I thought the old rules had to be couldn't be under 20,000 one time, wasn't that the old rule?
Probably was, man, until them fuckers got promoted.
I think with Bournemouth, they're not allowed to build in their stadium, are they?
I think they can do, yeah. I'm pretty sure they can. I'm sure they're.
I can't remember. I remember reading somewhere that they got the land around them. They can't do anything with. Like Liverpool, you can't build on the Kop, can you? Because the road behind it, but you can build everywhere else. I think that might be a bit like that at Bournemouth for a couple of their stands, so they can only build on 1 or 2.
They should just create a more hostile environment, man. Because if we had a stadium like that,
but have you ever been to Bournemouth?
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying, bro.
They're 75 years old is the average age. They're not.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
It's like if East Bourne had a king. It'd be the nicest place to go, wouldn't it?
If they increase their capacity and that, they're not going to sell out. That's
No.
about as many fans there is anyway. So,
but it is Bournemouth's first season back again. Obviously, when we did our predictions, I think I had Bournemouth. Did we have Bournemouth bottom of the league?
I had Bournemouth as well, bottom of the league.
Yeah.
I just don't see Bournemouth getting many points. I'm looking at their team right now. Dominic Solanke's still their forward. Joe Lau from Jamaican, Kiefer Moore, Jaden Anthony and Christian Sadie is
Premier League players, are they?
They're just not scoring goals, are they? Marcus Taverner, then Bele, apparently Scottish. Sariki
Scott Parker's their manager, isn't it?
Yeah, Scott Parker's their manager. Yeah. Junior Stanisis is still playing football.
Still playing for them.
Jesus Christ, he's still playing football. Jesus. For them. Jefferson Lamar, David Brooks. Good to say David Brooks. I like David Brooks, good footballer. Joe Rothwell, Ben Pearson, Philip Billing. That's their midfield. I mean, it's just this is
shocking.
You say Dembele was Scottish?
Yeah. There's this geezer here called Sariki Dembele.
Mate, he plays for flipping Ivory Coast,
and he's got the Scottish flag next to him.
Nah, they're mugging it. They're mugging him off.
I'm saying he's no.
they're mugging him off, bro.
He's not. I was saying he's not Scottish because that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I've seen that name before and I've never seen him play for Scotland. So
nah, man, I remember him, man, because he used to play for the night football academy team.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So Bournemouth, I think, are massively in trouble. And another team I'm very interested in this season is Aston Villa. Because last season I said with Villa, they're a decent team, but they're easier to play against because they have no pace in their side. So you can play right up against Aston Villa without, you can be a bit more, you can go for it a bit against Aston Villa, be a bit more brave off the ball because that ball over the top of you is not always there for Villa because they haven't got the pace. They've not really done anything to help that this season. They still got Danny Ings. I like Danny Ings, don't get me wrong, but I think he's finished at the top as a top Premier League player now. Ollie Watkins, the human mannequin. Bernard Traore, who Jesus.
At least they took the captaincy off Mings, bro. So
yeah. Leon Bailey. If Leon Bailey is fit,
he's an absolute baller, bro.
If he can stay fit, then he is a weapon. He will be a weapon.
He's the only person with pace in their team.
And he's the only one with pace. If he can stay fit, he'd be a weapon for him. But his problem is it's just fitness, ain't it? It's just fitness. My worry is goals again for Villa this season. Their midfield, obviously, they got Kamara in, Jacob Ramsey, Coutinho, El Ghazi, Bundia.
Rams is a player, man.
Yeah. So is Kamara as well, though.
John McGinn, who's there, their captain, as should have been last season as well. Douglas Luiz, the fake Brazilian. I mean,
boy, he's got that missus, bro. Come on.
They got a decent midfield, actually. They got a decent midfield. I expect it to be probably Kamara, McGinn, and what? Ramsey midfield. Or
he got
something
Coutinho
like
for a full season now. Did he come halfway through the season last week?
Yeah. So they bought him now. So Coutinho's had a pre-season under Stevie at Villa as well.
He's still got the techers.
So it depends how Stevie goes about it. If he plays three in the midfield, would you probably play McGinn, Ramsey, and Kamara?
Yeah, McGinn has to play.
That's your midfield three because McGinn's captain, so he's looked like he's going to play.
If you're captain, you're going to play, aren't you? Generally.
Yeah. So I like John McGinn as well. I think he's a very good footballer. Then, I mean, you got Kamara in. You got him on a free, but he's probably on decent wages. So, and then Jacob Ramsey is a fantastic youngster.
He's a baller.
I think a lot of big teams are going to be looking at next season. So, and then you got Coutinho and Bundia. Bundia didn't really do it for me last season.
Nah, he flatters to deceive, man. He was the biggest letdown for me, bro. Because before he went there, everyone was talking about him. He's talking about going to Arsenal and all that. I don't know, man. Oh shit! Chelsea signed Cucurella. Jesus.
Yeah, for £65 million.
Chelsea's transfer strategy is just literally right. Someone else, Man City want them.
It's just Football Manager.
Let's just bid more.
It's
I don't know about this Bowley guy, man. I don't know if he knows what he's doing. He seems he's got this scattergun approach, bro.
Yeah.
65 million for Cucurella. I mean, that's just
ridiculous.
Mad. And City, if you look at City, they probably did the right thing walking away, even though they're as rich as hell. 65 million is a lot of money. And you think we got Robbo for like 2 million, basically.
We've got him for free.
Yeah, basically for free, weren't it? Like with Kevin Stewart going.
8 million for him, wasn't it? And
then people. And then Cucurella's a great player, don't get me wrong, but 65 million for a left back is.
Yeah.
Brighton are laughing. Are laughing. I would have got
hopefully, because I want Potter to do well, man. So hopefully they can reinvest that money somewhere. Get 2 players, man.
I would have gone no higher than 50, and I think that's what City were looking at as well. But when they were talking about add-ons and stuff, it's
crazy.
Chilwell will be at Newcastle next summer, possibly. Yeah, I'm so glad we stood firm on the price. I doubted he was. Yeah, exactly. I don't blame City for walking away. I really don't. Even if you're rich and you've got all the money in the world, you still got to have a strategy when buying players, don't you?
Yeah,
you can't be taking the piss out of. That's what I actually admire about City in some way. that like they could do what PSG have done in France and buy all these, Neymars, your Messis. City could literally do that because they could afford it, but they do it in a different kind of way. I sort of do admire that about them in a way. Can't stand.
To be fair to Man City, not to be fair to them, it's still Man City, isn't it? I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it's still Man City. Like I don't know, man. The pool's a little bit different. You have to offer a few incentives to get people to want to go. Apart from there's Guardiola and the money, and but the Villa this season, I don't know about them, because I've seen some good signs from Stevie, but at the same time, like when he plays against the bigger teams, the way he plays is way better. He probably should adopt that style against everyone, and they'd do great. They'd finish like 7th or something. Because when we played against them, even though we won, they tried to kill us for a start. They were quite solid. They're hard to break down. I remember the Man U game when they came back and they drew 2-2. I think that was like Stevie's second game. The Man City game, I think the first half they were good, and then Man City just wore them down.
Yeah.
Chelsea as well. They just threw. So there was loads of games where they just threw it away in the last 25 minutes, and that even like the Arsenal game was the worst game I've seen for them. I think they lost 1-0, but yeah, don't know. Pat, man, I ain't throwing shade, bro. I don't need to throw shade at Man City, bro. What I said to the truth, you know it, bro. You know it, bro. Like, just stop it. Just stop it. Just stop it, bro. I said I was on about the pool, not about the team. You're the best team in England. Blah blah blah. But let's be honest, bro. Like, the people abroad don't see you the way they see Manchester United, and it's just what it is, bro. Deal with it, man.
It's true.
Blue Moon and all that, bro. You know what I mean?
So yeah, with your poor Pat, man. Villa's defence, obviously, Matty Cash, who is Polish these days. Diego Carlos, who's shocking. Konza, decent midfielder. Tyrone Mings, Championship level. Callum Chambers, lower Premier League level. Ashley Young, that name just takes the piss because he's 50. Lucas Digne, who's a very good left back and never can stay fit. Courtney House, decent little player.
Konza should start ahead of Mings at centre back.
I think Konza and
Diego Carlos won it.
Yeah, Diego Carlos. He's a big guy as well.
Konza and Carlos as their centre back partnership.
That's what I would do. That's what I do. Mings has thrown so many games away from them, and I think that's why Gerrard took the captaincy off him, because now it's easier to take him off the pitch.
But Diego Carlos as well, he's such a hot-headed player as well. He's like a Granit Xhaka 2.0, but a defender instead of midfielder. So, he'll get a few red cards this season. Rest assured, he will do.
Oh, he certainly will. Certainly will. So, how do we see Villa, guys? I think Villa will finish around that 11th, 12th. To 10th.
Yeah, I think we picked 13th in the in our prediction the other day. But I think they'll finish higher. I think I don't know.
Can't remember where I put Villa. I think I put Villa 11th. I think 11th or 12th. I think.
Yeah,
for me.
You know them teams that when it gets to like the last two games and there's nothing to play for, but they like interchange in terms of position because it's like whatever. It's usually like Wolves and that who are normally in that position. I think they'll be there. So I can see the highest. I think they'll finish is about 9th, scraping it in 8th, and the lowest is 13th.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I'm going to go low in this game. I think Villa will get the win in this opening game of the season.
I think they'll be Bournemouth as well.
I'm going to go Villa 2-0. I'm going to go Villa 2-0, and I'd like to see. I think Coutinho might be heavily involved in this game, and I'm going to go Ollie. I'm not a big fan of Ollie Watkins, but I'm going to go him scoring. So I'm going to go 2-0 Villa. 2-0 Villa.
Okay.
Stubbsy.
I've gone for Villa just to edge it. I went for 2-1, and then I sort of realised when I put a goal down for Bournemouth, who the hell's going to score for them? So I've gone for Solanke because he was the only one who sprung to mind for forward line away. And I've gone for Ollie Watkins and John McGinn to score for Villa. So 2-1, tight game, but Villa to win just.
Savage.
1-0. 1-0.
Yeah, it's not going to be Villa. Ain't going to be smacking teams, are they? But
I hate them. I do. I hate them. I love Stevie, but I absolutely hate them.
To be fair to Savage, he's got a reason to hate him. He's right in the middle of it. So it's right. He's literally right in the middle of it.
I can hear the fuckers when they're at home, bro. That's how close they are.
Yeah.
Do you prefer the Blues to Villa if you had to choose one?
Yeah.
For the Blues.
Blues are all right, man. I used to play for them and that, man. But Villa both sets of fans are quite delusional, though. I can't lie. But
Yeah,
Blues
yeah.
they've been in the mud so long that they might end up in League One, to be fair. So, but Villa, honestly, bro, you have some good, decent Villa fans. No, you don't have decent Villa fans. You have some who know football, and you have some who I told you already. People they were talking about like they were getting mad at Stevie after 5 games and that because they're talking about they should be in the top 4 and that. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? How long have they been in the Prem? 4 seasons.
Yeah, they will want them to be in Europe next season, though, for the money they spent. This is why I think Stevie might lose his job this season because of that.
Probably.
Because I think the owners will be looking at it now. Oh, Steve, we gave you a lot of money now. We want to be like top 8, top 7, if possible.
What's Europa League conference? What,
7th?
7th usually.
7th.
Oh no, they ain't getting that.
So that's what they're going to be looking at, and the fans are probably up for that as well. And I just don't see that happening, and that don't happen.
Because that means you want them to be better than, even if you took down the team that you think should finish a certain spot, you want them to be better than West Ham. And don't be fooled by last season with Leicester. That was a bad season for them. West Ham, Leicester, and Wolves. Wolves, they maybe be able to be better than that, but that's about it. So you're always looking at around 9th anyway.
Yeah, definitely right. So we've got some like 2-0s and 1-0s there, guys. Get yours in. Don't forget to get yours in the live chat, guys. What you think the scores will be? Wolves gone 2-1. Wolves gone finish them in 11th as well. So get your scores in the chat, guys. There's loads of you in the chat. So make sure you get your scores in, guys, and I'll read them out. I think I just saw one. Big up Batman 3-1. Hold that. I love Gunman. Big up to you, my man. So we're going to go next game. Leeds Wolves. Interesting game this. Now, I've got Leeds doing reasonably well this season. I don't know why.
They might get relegated, man.
I don't know why. I have no idea. I'm giving it to the manager. He's he's okay. I think he's better than Grandad, who was in charge before, who didn't know how to defend one bit.
But he could squat for a whole game.
The man squatting is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like
his calves are
a 90-minute squat. A 90-minute squat is ridiculous. I mean, that's just legendary. That is just legendary.
I'm going to lose Jack Harrison as well, I think.
I bet he's one of them geezers as well, just shits over a hole at home as well. He ain't got a toilet. He just squats over a hole. He just shits over a hole.
The long drop.
Yeah. Man's just like, I've got this every day. You don't need a toilet. Get rid of it. This is easy. No, Leeds are a weird one. Obviously, they bought reasonably well, I suppose. They have got the most defenders listed of anyone in the Premier League, by the way, as Leeds United. But they got the worst defence. So I might not say a lot. So they got Luke Ayling. The man's got a facial slap.
Don't mention that guy to me, bro. I told you about this guy, bro.
The man
most annoying face in football.
He's saying it. You just want to strangle it. Right. Luke Ayling, Junior Fripo, who might be the worst fullback I've ever seen. Robin Koch, who, that's just, yeah. I remember a bit of commentary last season when someone's like, they went up for a challenge and Robin Koch went down and they said, all he did was rub up against Koch. And I was like, it's the greatest bit of commentary I've ever heard. And no one even clipped it or laughed about it. If I was in that commentary booth, I'd have been in hysterics and my microphone would have had to come away. Liam Cooper, Diego Llorente, Stuart Dallas, Pascal Stewart, Cody Tremera, and Ramianus Christiansen, the Danish international.
They are done, bro.
That is their defence. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 defenders there.
Put it this way, Rafinha was their best player. He's gone.
Yeah.
Every year, they'll pin hopes on Bamford, but he'll get injured. I like him. I think I just like him as a person, to be honest, because he flatters to deceive all the time. So if he doesn't stay fit, they're finished, man. And then I'm guessing Harrison's probably going to leave. Kevin Phillips, I mean, he didn't play last season anyway. But, I don't know. It still would need him, innit?
Well, the midfield, Adam Forshaw, Mark Rocker, Summersville, Daniel, the legend James, Jack Harrison, Click, Bugues, another Polish guy, Archie Gray, Brandon Harrison, the American they bought in, Tyler Adams, the other American they bought in. There's a female. And then their forwards, Ocampo, an English player I've never heard of, Patrick Bamford, Helder Costa, Rodrigo, Joe Gerhardt, and Luis Sincentra, who they got from Feyenoord, who looked like the worst winger I've ever seen in my life when I did that Conference League final. He was...
Oh, is that geezer when he played against Roma?
Yeah, it was shocking, like really bad. And he's meant to be the Rafinha replacement.
All I heard in that front, what you just said, was Gelhardt, Bamford, and Rodrigo. That's it. The rest...
I've just said I think they do well. What am I smoking?
I know.
They're going to surprise people and finish 10th. Right, I've said it now. Let's move on. Right, Wolves. Wolves are a strange team. They were last season. They scored 7 goals all season by the sounds of it. That's all I remember.
Bro, that's the Dingles for you, man. That's how they roll, bro.
And then defended really well and somehow finished in the top. Was it 10th? They finished. Was it 10th?
Wolves.
Where did they finish last season? They dropped off towards the end.
I think they just finished outside the top 10, didn't they?
Yeah. I think Leicester took their spot.
Yeah, that's right. Because they dropped away, didn't they, at the end? Because they had a decent start, but Ryan Al-Nouri, is it? Apparently, he's wanted elsewhere, ain't he? So they might not
want him.
They might not be keeping him.
Yeah, and the captain's about to run off to Everton, which is
Connor Cody. If he goes to Everton, that'd be mad, considering he's a Liverpool fan.
Looks like it might happen,
Connor Cody, their captain. If he leaves, got Willie Bolly there. Johnny, who I don't know how old Johnny is. I need to see his passport. Nelson Semedo, who's terrible. Max Kilman, and a bloke called Totti, who they apparently bought. And guess what? He's Portuguese. You wouldn't have been surprised, would you? Bruno Giuldao in midfield. Ruben Neves, Daniel Podence, João Moutinho, then Donker. I mean, they got some decent players, ain't they, Wolves?
That whole front line you read out, I like all of them. Podence is the baller.
And then their forwards, they got Neto, João Jimenez, Wang Shi now as permanent, Chicharito, Patrick Crutoni, who they got from this season. And they got the legend that is back in a
Baby Oil.
Traore.
Baby Oil's back, bro.
In a Adama Traore, who I have said Liverpool should buy.
Yeah, me too, man.
I think Liverpool should buy. I think Liverpool should buy this summer Adama Traore as a 20-minute man for Liverpool. I'm telling you, he was perfect. I think and Leo Bono, they got a Brazilian. Jesus Christ,
their team's mad, because their manager's really good on it. He organised them really well, but they never seem to have all of the ones you said in the front line. They never seem to be fit at the same time.
Well, apparently, Raul Jimenez hasn't really been the same since his massive injury, has he? So.
Now, which is understandable, and their goal scoring's a problem, because I watched. Yeah. Which game was it? Was it that Leeds game? Leeds went crazy at the end because they were losing the game.
3-1, wasn't it? Or in the end,
right? Wolves were all over them.
Yeah,
all game, and it literally got to like 85 minutes, and then Ayling scored, and then they scored again. And I watched them do it against Arsenal as well. They were winning. It was 1-0, and then they threw the game away. They've got small traits of that. If they can get more goals, then I think they can do pretty well. I think they can finish at least 8th or something. But without that, nah, man, I don't know, man. They're looking at like a mid-table, maybe bottom half, but at the top kind of spot. But who they playing against? Leeds.
Leeds are at home.
Oh, this has got 2-2 written all over it, man.
You're going 2-2. Stubbsy, what you going, mate?
Yeah, I think this is one that's not going to be first on Match of the Day. It's probably going to be last on Match of the Day, I think, mate, to be honest. I got a lot of stick. I actually put Leeds in 19th to get relegated. I just think...
No, you're right. You're probably right.
It reminds me, do you remember when Spurs saw Gareth Bale and Tottenham bought about 6 or 7 players in out of the 80 million that they got?
AVB.
Yeah,
and they're all terrible.
They're all terrible. So... And these aren't Premier League players either, other than the players that they've signed. They've not proven in the Premier League. I worry for Leeds. I I think this game, though, with it being at home, I'm gonna go a score draw. I'm going for 1-1. I can't see either team winning this. I think it's going to be a boring game, to be honest. So 1-1 for me.
1-0, right? I'm going 3-1 Leeds. I'm going 3-1 Leeds. I think they're just going to go all out attack. I think that's what Leeds just going to do. I remember what's the March, is it?
Jesse March.
Jesse March, that's it.
Yeah.
I remember his RB team, very attack-minded. He's always been like that as a coach as well in America. He's very, very attack-minded. So I still think that's going to happen at Leeds. He's a bit more defensively shrewd than Grandad was.
I think the Bielsa thing is just communication, man. They refuse to learn English, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it's just ridiculous, isn't it?
Jimmy, are you getting sponsored by Leeds United and not telling us or something?
No. I just like. I used to like Strongbow as a kid, so maybe that's why.
Oh, right.
That makes sense.
But no, I just fancy Leeds winning this game 3-1. I think Wolves are going to struggle. I think Wolves have finished 15th. I think Wolves are struggle, man. I think Wolves are struggle this season. I don't see them scoring goals, and that's going to be the issue for Wolves. And I don't think they'll be as defensively good as last season, because I think teams will work them out a bit. On to the next one, guys. Newcastle, Nottingham Forest. Interesting game, this. Lot of talk about Newcastle at the moment. Not quite sure why, personally. For me, they still got quite an average squad. A lot of people are like touting them finish 7th and 8th and things like that. At this moment in time, I just don't see them finishing that high as 7th. They haven't got a goal scorer. If they get a goal scorer by the end of the transfer window, or do something in January where it changes it up a little bit, they might be able to finish in that 7th position. But at this moment in time, if I go through their team right now, so they've got Dubravka in goal and Nick Pope. So Nick Pope's probably going to play.
2 good goalkeepers.
The Nick Pope, I will say though, the Nick Pope one is a bit surprising to me. I think he's a very good shot stopper, Nick Pope. But the way Eddie Howe likes to play out from the back, I am surprised he didn't go with a keeper with better feet. But he's still a very good goalkeeper, though. Paul Dummett is still there. Fabian Schär's still there. Joe Lascelles is still there. Jamal Lewis is still there. Kieran Trippier obviously should be still there.
Botman's a good signing, though, isn't he?
To be fair, that back line's not bad, what you've just said. So
Manquillo's still there. Dan Burn is good. He's all right. And Sven Botman. So Sven Botman and Dan Burn is probably going to be the centre-back pairing. Matt Target and what?
Although Schär's better than Dan Burn.
Yeah, I think it's
Schär's a good defender, man.
I think he might go with Dan Burn, though, you know. I think he might go with Dan Burn.
He plays in the left-back position, doesn't he, usually?
Ain't Schär their captain? I got that wrong.
No, it's
Lascelles, isn't it? Lascelles. He's trash. Lascelles is shit.
So, yeah, I think he might go Dan Burn though, because Dan Burn did decent when he came in, didn't he? So he might go down. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one.
They spend the money on that. They spend the money on Dan Burns, isn't it? So I'm sure.
Yeah, so Dan Burn and Botman might start the season. Then you got Matt Target and Trippier as the fullbacks. I mean, that's not too bad. Then their midfield, they got Matty Longstaff, John Joe Shelvey, Matt Ritchie, Ryan Fraser, Jacob Murphy, Almiron, Willock, Anderson, Longstaff, and Bruno Guimaraes. It's a shocking.
They could do with a bit of work. They could do with a bit of work in the midfield.
It's a shocking midfield. But they got Joel Linton listed as a forward here, so Joel Linton might play in that midfield. So
he's definitely going to play there on steroids, bro.
Obviously, Bruno Guimaraes will probably play every game if he can. They've got no real defensive-minded.
And they got Willock as a midfielder.
Yeah, they got Willock as a midfielder. Yeah,
he was good for them when he came in on loan at first, wasn't it? Once they brought him, he dropped off a bit. But
yeah. They got no real defensive-minded midfielder, have they? That like a really good one, Newcastle in that midfield. And as we know, you look at everyone's midfields these days. You know, all the top teams have that quality defensive midfielder in their team, don't they? And that's what Newcastle are missing.
I'll give you that, but the midfield sounds a bit light.
Yeah,
I think Shelvey and Guimaraes will start. I don't know.
And then their forwards, they've got Joel Linton, they've listed Callum Wilson, St. Maximin, and Chris Wood. It's not a good forward line.
No, it's not
This
good.
is what I'm saying about everyone getting a bit carried away with Newcastle, in my opinion. I've just listed their squad, and it's.
Do you think that's based on thingy though, Jay? Because I didn't get carried away with them, but I did think they'll finish still quite high, maybe just past mid-table, so like 8th or 9th. Only because when people go about the new manager bounce and stuff like that, that's fair enough. But to be fair to Eddie Howe, when he came in, they were like 17th, so that was more than a bounce, and he's not going to replicate what he did last season, I don't think. But at one point, by the time he got to like, I think January or February, on the form table, it was like second to us, and then it was Man City, and they went like, is it 9 or 11 games without losing, won like 7. So, but I do get it. It's different when you start from a new season and stuff like that. But I think I was trying to give Eddie Howe the better benefit of the doubt, but I kind of feel bad for him if they've got all that money.
Yeah,
and you've still not been able to spend it on decent players, because I'm fed up of the snobbery in football. All the English, very rarely do the English managers get money to spend. You know what I mean? They'll get fired. The next guy will come in who's from a different country and get the money, and then everyone start raving on about them. And I want to see him get a chance, man, because him and Graham Potter don't get much money to spend, and the decent managers. But you are right. Some people are hyping them up like finish out the top. I mean, to be fair, even in the press conference, Klopp mentioned them as well when he said about teams we've got to worry about. So
it's because they got money, and I think if Newcastle need to, they will go in January. I think that's what they're looking at.
Smart, bro. After the World Cup, you get to see all the potential.
So if Newcastle need to and go for that European push, maybe they will go in January and go for that European push. But
they should just be aiming for a trophy, to be honest.
I mean, it's been, some people's granddads have not even seen Newcastle win a trophy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 1969, I think it was, maybe.
Yeah, 1869. Yeah, no, I think 19. It was a long time ago.
Hold on. You like this in the Toto Cup, bro? Don't that count?
Yeah, we are. We are.
that was Toto Cup. Jesus Christ, wasn't that Leeds or someone who won that last?
Yeah, it was Leeds.
Yeah, Leeds. I think West Ham won it once as well under Harry Redknapp as well.
Hey, Tottenham won the Audi Cup, bro. So there's hope for it.
Yeah, Audi Cup. Jesus Christ. So what we're going here, guys? What we're going? This is a tough match.
I think Newcastle
Forest as well. Sorry, we've got to speak about Forest. Sorry, I didn't speak about Forest. So
they've got Hesse Lingard in it.
Forest
or Hesse Linguade, if you want to put it like that. More spicy, bro.
It's like Sebastian Coates, weren't it? When he came to us, his dad was Scottish. It's Coates.
It always makes you sound better, though, man.
Yeah, but we had to call him Coates. It's like, don't call me Coates, it's Coates.
Well, you wouldn't call Thierry Henry Terry Henry, would you? But that's his name. Terry Henry, top player, man. Vavavoom.
But Coates, his dad was actually Scottish, so it's Coates. So it don't sound as good, does it? Can you imagine you bought a player called Sebastian Coates? Like,
sometimes it goes the other way, innit? Like was it Jay Rodriguez and that, bro?
Yeah.
Like Spanish granddad and that.
Yeah, and he's like, wished he was Spanish. So with Forest, guys, Forest have bought 11 players this summer.
Yeah,
11 players.
Bad move, man.
Now, obviously, Fulham did that a couple of seasons back, didn't they? They bought like 12, 13 players and didn't help them at all. I like Brentford did, trusted the team they got promoted with and went with that. The majority of that team when Brentford came up last season was the team they got season before. Sorry, was the team that got them there. And they trusted them. I like that. I mean, if they're good enough to get you there and trust them and see how they go. Now, with playoff teams that usually win the playoff usually are the ones that survive in the Premier League in their first seasons, don't they? Because they have that momentum, don't they? Because in the Championship, it's mad. Like with Forest, weren't they second bottom before Steve Cooper came in? And then they went all the way up on a massive winning run. Because in that playoff situation, when you're going on that run, that momentum carries you through. It carries you through to the following season.
The playoffs are so not fair, man.
No, it's mad, ain't it?
So not fair. It should just be like 1 to 3, one first, second, and third, and that's it, man.
A lot of Championship teams say that, don't they? Because there's some Championship teams that have been like 6th all season.
Yeah, and they get promoted.
Season. And they don't get promoted. And the team
that's what happened when Watford came up before, man.
Yeah. It's just it's a madness. It's an absolute madness. But I think Forest have done too much. I know Cooper's a good coach. He obviously was a Liverpool coach, weren't he, in the youth team and all that. So
Yeah.
They got
Who's
two
their best
new.
player, Joe?
What? Nico Williams, probably.
We've got another former Red, haven't they? Taiwo Awayemi, I think.
Yeah, Jesse Lingard is there for the money. Harry Arter, who they got from Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Harry Arter, man. I just remember him
Yeah.
scoring a screamer one time, bro. That's
Yeah. Taiwo Awoni, former Liverpool player. Joe Lolly, always makes me laugh, that name. Sam Surridge, Brian Johnson, who's very good, by the way.
Sam Surridge was leaving.
No, yeah, he's still there, apparently.
Heck.
Brennan Johnson, the Welsh kid, he actually looks quite decent.
Yeah, he's good.
They got Nuno da Costa, Lyle Taylor. They're that forward line. Their midfield is Ariata, Lewis O'Brien, Mangala, Ryan Yates, Ojeda, Cafu. They might as well gone and got the original Cafu. This Portuguese fella I've never even heard of. Jesse Lingard, who's gone there because no one else paid him, and Jack Colback, who's actually decent.
God.
The man, the myth, the legend,
Jack
the
Colback,
ginger,
who's played for Newcastle and Sunderland.
And
is still alive. I mean,
Yeah.
big up to him. Big up
Jack
to him.
Colback. Yeah, I've seen him play Tekka sometimes, bro.
Yeah.
Mate, he doesn't look like he's going to be a baller, but every now and again, bro, especially when he played for Newcastle, bro, he was pulling out some bangers, man. But yeah, that team sounds average to me, bro. They might be getting relegated.
I
bro.
think Forest might be in trouble. I think 11 players is too many guys. I don't know about yourselves. They got Dean Henderson, who obviously is never going to play for Man United ever again.
No,
he ran his mouth, didn't he?
After his comments. The thing with Dean Henderson, though, I think he was told a lie. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer told him he was going to be number one.
Yeah.
That's why I brought him back. I think he promised him the world because De Gea was going through that rough part, weren't he?
Yeah.
And Ollie weren't too sure of him. And I think for a bit, didn't Ollie actually take De Gea out of the team?
Yeah, he did,
for a while, didn't he? So I think he got offered the world, and then Ollie let him down. So yeah,
I agree with you because I think he told Bruno Fernandes as well that he's playing for Man City and not Man U. And that didn't work out for him. So,
and he's extremely bitter about it. So I can't blame him in a way. But yeah, his main 90 career's over. But he's gone there, and so is Wayne Hennessy as well. So you've got two decent keepers. I'd say they've got two decent keepers there. But I think, it's not because he's just a former Liverpool player, but I think if you watch Nico Williams when he plays for Wales, he's actually quite a decent footballer. Yeah. So I think he'll do all right. Jesse Lingard, I'm laughing about Jesse Lingard because he's gone there for the cash, and he has, let's face it. 180 to 200 grand a week. He's followed the money, so big up to him. But he went to West Ham and he did bits. Now
he's good at West Ham.
If he can do any kind of what he did at West Ham at Forest and get them goals, look, he can score from outside the box. He can shoot. He can run into the box and get on the end of things. It's just that, West Ham has far superior players.
Exactly, yeah. He's not playing with the same
he might get the odd goal here and there, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Forest might go down.
Yeah,
which is a shame.
Lingard needs he needs vibes around him. He does.
Yeah,
he likes to be around them players that want to have a laugh and all that constantly. And once he gets into that mood, it transfers onto the pitch. That's why I love West Ham so much, man.
Yeah,
so much content off the pitch as well. So
I mean, he could have gone back to West Ham, but West Ham are offering him less money, so I don't feel sorry. I mean,
he's gone to Nottingham looking like the thingy, though, isn't he? Like he's the guy. They signed him as the guy.
Have you seen his TikToks? He's basically taking a piss
exactly,
out
bro. At West Ham, he still had he was a name, but he still had ballers around him, and that where you were all quite on the same level with Declan Rice and all that.
Yeah,
he's gone to Nottingham now. They're looking at him like, oh, you play for Man U and you play for England and stuff like that. He's not the guy to do that. Carry the team. So.
No. I'm going to go Newcastle win here, though. I think Newcastle start off their Premier League season with I'm going to go a 2-0 win. I think I'm going to say if Joel Linton's fit, I'm going to say Joel Linton scores. I'm going to say Bags, and St. Maximin needs to start doing something because I don't like St. Maximin. So, 2-0 Newcastle. Stubbsy.
Yeah, I've gone for the same. I've gone for 2-0 St. Maximum and Callum Wilson. I'm going with.
Savage.
2-0 Chris Wood, Callum Wilson. Chris Wood off a corner.
Chris Wood off a corner. Forgot about Chris Wood. Guys in the chat, don't forget to get your scores in. Stop arguing as well. Ken and Pac-Man are at it like two dogs. Keep it civil. I don't care. Keep arguing. But yeah, just keep it civil, guys. Keep it civil. And yeah, keep arguing. I'm here for it. Bold. Back in May. Pac-Man's going 2-0. Newcastle's going 2-0. Yeah, I think Newcastle they start their Premier League season off with a win. Right, the team everyone's talking about, they're apparently going to overtake City and Liverpool. And
Spurs.
The greatest transfer summer in the history of football. Oh, I've heard all this shit. Mate, I was on the channel the other day, on a Man United channel the other day, looking at the Premier League season. I've been on this Man United channel before. They're actually really good guys, Errol and that. They're good guys. And there's a Spurs fan on it, though. And he said, I threw my earphones to the floor when he said it. He said Tottenham have the best midfield in the Premier League. And he's forgetting City are in it, by the way. He said Tottenham, Pac-Man, listen to this, my man. He said Tottenham had the best midfield in the Premier League. I'm like, I threw my earphones out.
Where did Anna come from? She wasn't there the whole time. She ain't been there the whole time.
Anna picked up. Yeah, but the thing of Anna's decent.
Anna's the most level-headed.
No, she's level-headed. This Spurs fan wasn't level-headed at all. And he just went, we got the best midfield in the Premier League. And I was like, I threw my earphones to the floor. And everyone else was laughing. He's saying, what are you all laughing at? I was like, have you got City exist? You know, have you seen City's midfield? It's the best midfield in world football, probably. And like, he's like, and then I went, look, it's a good midfield you got, but none of your players are better than Thiago and Fabinho in midfield. And he laughed at it. He thought I was trolling him. He literally thought I was trolling him. He went, you having a laugh? Thiago, better than any of our midfielders, better than Højbjerg. That is when I almost left the show. I was like, Jesus, man. I know some Tottenham fans are giddy at the moment. I can understand it. I would be as well. You've got your owner to spend money. You know how hard that is to do. So you should be giddy. But there's too many saying, I mean, and he said literally as well, and he weren't lying. He had a straight face when he said this, and he had a straight face. If he plays poker, I wouldn't want to play against him if he was lying. But with a straight face, he literally said, "We're going to win the Champions League, Champions League entitled Premier League double."
Oh dear.
And he went, if we don't win the Champions League, and this is why he said, if we don't win the Champions League, and we go out of there, unfortunately, then we're all on to win the Premier League quite easily. With a straight face, and I was like, Jesus Christ, what is coming? See, and I went to him. So, right, City and Liverpool exist in this Premier League. Yeah, they've not gone away. One's lost one player. Yeah, and City have lost a couple of players, but they've got Haaland and Alvarez in. So, you're telling me City and Liverpool are going to drop 15 to 20 points this season for Spurs to catch up?
It's not happening.
Is that what you're saying? He went, yeah, I can see it happening. I was like, look, it's not happening. I think Spurs will be very competitive. I think Spurs might be in the title race all the way up to the World Cup. I really do. And I think they might just drop off after, because let's face it, when City and Liverpool are in front, Liverpool and City stay in front of everybody. They're very hard to catch. And Chelsea tried it. Look, Chelsea were in the title hunt till Christmas, and then they faded away. It's very hard keeping up with this Liverpool and Manchester City team. I think even Pac-Man will agree. This Liverpool and City team are far ahead of everybody in the Premier League. And when they're in front, they're hard to catch. But I do think Tottenham will get third place comfortably. I think Tottenham will get third place comfortably. And I think they will be in and around it till Christmas, and then we'll just fade away a little bit because City and Liverpool will start to pull away. Because that's just I've not seen any evidence of them two teams not doing it the last few years. So you go with what you watch, and all the proof said that they'll fit. But Tottenham will finish third, and they'll have a good. But some of the talk has got to chill. Some of the talk has got to calm down a little bit. They have bought well. I wouldn't say they've bought tremendously well. I mean, some people. I mean, he was gassing up Fraser Foster as a great number 2. So Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, man.
Emerson Royale still plays. Eric
No,
Dyer
he's-
still.
He's
Eric
not a good player,
Dyer,
that guy.
Yeah.
Davidin Sanchez, Sergio Reguilon, Jed Spence is a great buy, but
I like him.
Conte has even said in his press conference he didn't buy him. Now, when Conte doesn't buy a player, he wants
Like Barkley, and he sent him back.
He doesn't play. He doesn't play, and yeah, he's
gonna need him in them cup games, though.
It'd be one to watch out for if Doherty plays in front of Jed Spence, Jarrett Tanganga, Ben Davis, and Clement Lingard, who's been injured for 4 years.
Oh, Tanganga, forgot about him because he was injured, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he's all right, you know.
And Lingard,
strong
obviously.
guy.
Lingard's been injured.
Lenglet's had four football matches in his whole career, bro.
There's a reason why Arsenal have let him go out on loan, isn't there?
Yeah,
exactly. There's obviously a reason.
Their midfield, look, laughing at it, their midfield is actually decent, but to say it's the best midfielder, like, is mad. So Oliver Skip, who's just signed a new contract, and I know Spurs fans and the Spurs, management actually think very highly of him. Pierre Højbjerg, obviously, Viking. Harry Winks, he's got no future at Tottenham, apparently, from what Tottenham fans have told me. Ivan Perisic is going to be the left wing back by the look of it. They still got the Celso and Ndombele on here, but I swear they've left.
Celso was on loan, wasn't he?
He was on loan,
yeah. Bentancur and Basuma. Who do you reckon the Spurs is starting midfield partnership? Because you've got to think Basuma, when fit, he's going to be their defensive midfielder, ain't he?
Depends what formation they play.
Yeah.
If it's going to be like a 4-4-2, then you'd have to think they've bought Basuma in, so he's going to be one of them.
It's Basuma and Højbjerg, isn't it?
You'd think so, yeah. If they play 4-4-2, then I'd probably imagine that they would be the two midfielders. But it just depends on what formation they have, because you've got Bentancur as well, who's more of an attacking. He's more of a number 10, isn't he? And so, yeah, it depends if they play 4-4-2, 4-3-3. But yeah, I would say Højbjerg and Basuma as the two players in centre midfield for me, anyway.
That'd be a good season.
Shot for mine, I said, no.
And that'd be a good season, though. If you can win a domestic trophy, get top 4, and have a good run in the Champions League, that is a good season. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I think if Spurs get to a certain level in the League Cup, like a quarter final and that, they should just push on to try and win that fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like Pac-Man says here, we are for sure. The gap between second and the rest has been big for years. Exactly. I mean, we're 19 points in front of Chelsea last season, who finished third. Yeah, I mean, it's just
crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Spurs are a bit mad, man. I think the only thing with certain Spurs fans about their midfield talking all this waffle, you ain't even seen them play together.
No,
like you're not talking based on any experience. Like all these players you've brought in, okay, but they haven't played together, pre-season, whatever. And I don't know, man. It's a weird one because last season the problem was being inconsistent. We weren't even drawing too many games. Just win, lose, back to back. I'm sure they figured it out towards the end of the season, but let's be honest, Arsenal threw away top 4.
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, it's very.
I don't know. To me, I know that everyone's. I know I mentioned earlier that Chelsea's got to do this scattergun approach and that, but to me, Chelsea's team's still better than us. So
yeah, I think what a lot of people are excited about it's Tottenham's forward line. Let's face it, Tottenham. You could arguably say Tottenham might have the best forward line in the Premier League in some ways.
No, you can argue with yourself on that, Jay. Because
I mean, well, Son and Kane. I mean, they would get in a lot of the other teams, wouldn't they?
Yeah, Richarlison, not.
No, Richarlison, no. But I mean, Thingy played really well when he came in January, didn't he? Kulusevski. So
Kulusevski, yeah.
If that's, I've got a feeling Kulusevski. I'm not sure if he came in hyped up, showed some stuff. I see what he does in the whole season on Kulusevski. That's what I want to see. I want to see what he does in a whole season because that my Tottenham man on that show I was doing was saying he shits all over Luis Diaz. So yeah, that's
no way.
It's because he had better goals and he had more goals and assists than Luis Diaz when they came in at January. But what he forgot to mention is that Luis Diaz played about 64 games by the time he joined Liverpool. So
what I forgot to mention is Luis Diaz won trophies when he came in.
So I don't get this. I mean, I think he's a good player, though. But yeah, they got Son, Richarlison, Harry Kane, Brian Gill. They got as a forward. Why they got Brian Gill as a forward?
Spanish done.
Yeah. Lucas Moura, and then obviously Kuleveski as well. So they've got a decent forward line. But their midfield, if you play Pentagon and Bouma together, decent combination of midfielders, but no one's running past you, are they, in that midfield?
There's no way that Højbjerg's not playing.
Højbjerg is a good midfielder, but he doesn't really run past.
Guy.
He doesn't.
Yeah,
really
but he's just there to kick you in it.
Yeah, I think if you look at the midfielders Tottenham have bought, they bought a midfield to play counter-attacking football. That's what they've bought the midfielders to do. So Højbjerg and your Basumas and players like that can shit house. They can.
Basuma's their best midfielder already.
Yeah, they can collect the ball. They can defend, and when they defend and collect the ball, like Conte. Conte plays counter-attacking football. He always has done. That's wherever he plays counter-attacking football. That's his game. But he plays it far better than Simeone does at Atletico Madrid. Because Simeone doesn't let his attackers play like attackers. He makes their attackers defenders. Where Conte defends well, has everyone solid, but he lets his front line be a proper front line. And he lets them be explosive and powerful and score goals. So he plays it differently to what Simeone does.
Wouldn't be surprised if Simeone's team lives with him in a basement, man.
Oh, man,
every now and again.
Just looks a bit of bread outside the door. Is it a little?
I'll say one thing: they have fingered in it. A big up Love Island Cavern. Stay away from anyone.
He messaged my mum in the chat yesterday. And I was like,
you see what I'm saying? Bro? I think with Spurs, I think what I will say for them is, I think they've brought depth in it. That's what they've got now. Because their bench was average, bro. Like there was no one worried when they was getting warmed up to come off the bench. So they bought depth, which helps them in cups and stuff like that. Yeah, like their starting lineup. I think we're all trying to convince ourselves that their starting lineup's great, but I think it's not, man. Son's I love Son in it, and Kane's Kane. But the problem with Kane is, first of all, everyone has to stop doing this thing with Kane. He's great, yeah. He's in terms of a striker, he's a world-class striker. But everyone always allows Kane to start the season slow. Like they allow it. Like it's a natural thing. They usually, Kane doesn't score goals in August. No, you don't allow. And last season, he wasn't good in the first half of the season at all. And I don't think with the World Cup coming up, you can afford to not be good for the first bit of the season. Season could be over. You could come back and your team's already 10 points behind. Can you imagine trying to pick yourself up after a World Cup, what you've lost? Because obviously only one team can win. And the chances of it being like a smaller team is very... it's never happened, has it? So you're going to be disappointed by the World Cup, all the travel across the world to flipping Qatar. And then you're going to come back and you remember, boss, our team's flipping 10th, our team's 6th, and we've got Man City to deal with. And then you look at Liverpool and Man City and you're like, oh, they haven't even got any injuries. Because that's what everyone's hoping for, let's be honest.
Yeah, that's what they're hoping for.
No one wants to see people get hurt. But at the same time, everyone's hoping that, okay, don't have a career-ending injury, but I hope that when people come back, they're a little bit injured. And if they don't come back injured, and remember, like, Haaland's not going to the World Cup, Salah's not going to the World Cup, Kane's going to go. I think Japan qualified in it, Korea. So Son's going. Højbjerg, Denmark made it. Yeah, the problems. Paris, he plays for Croatia, innit?
Croatia, yeah.
They're in the World Cup as well. Yeah, I'm just saying, bro. Like, it's a problem. It's gonna be interesting.
So and their opponents tomorrow are Southampton, and look, Southampton are a weird side, man. They're the only team I know can get battered 9-0 on occasion and then go on a 4-match winning streak straight after. They're a weird side. They spent a bit of money. Got a couple of Man City players in, ain't they? Carl Walker-Peters, decent player. They got their Linsano or from Brazil as a centre back, I believe.
I think Spurs should have got Carl Walker-Peters back and not brought Spence, to be honest.
Yeah. Livramento still there. Yeah. Is it Salusu?
Yeah.
Is it?
Baller. He played a good against us, he did.
Good player. They got some decent players. Romero is still there. James Ward-Prowse, decent footballer. Actually, James Ward-Prowse is a lot better than people think. Nathan Redmond is... I don't know how old Nathan Redmond is, man. Seems to be around
20,
forever.
Same as Lingard.
He seems to be around forever, don't he? Stuart Armstrong, decent player. Gineppo, decent player. Diallo from France, Lavia from Belgium, and they got Adam Armstrong, Che Adams, Mara, who they got from Montpellier, I think, for 11 million.
Yeah.
And the legend that is Theo Walcott as their forward line.
They have the same issue that Wolves have with a worse defense.
Goals.
Yeah.
No goals, bro. Che Adams,
No,
I cannot be like. I remember when he played for Blues. He was the one. I think he was the top goal scorer in the championship at the time. Then he comes in and scores flipping 2 goals a season. He's like Josie Altidore, any bro.
Yeah, basically. So Altidore, the worst forward the Premier League's ever seen.
I don't know, man. Victor Anichebe's
Victor Anichebe there. And Anichebe, give his credit, yeah. But yeah, I don't know how this Mara's going to be. Obviously, he's the one they're probably going to put their hopes on. Cost 11 million. I think it's from Montpellier anyway. Who bought him in for 11 million. So you got.
How many goals did Fingy score last season? Broha. He's gone back to Chelsea, isn't he? But how many goals did he score?
I wouldn't have thought he got many.
I don't think
exactly. That's my point, because
I don't think he actually got that many.
Yeah, because remember we mentioned at the beginning of the show about how many goals you should from the bottom half teams. It's for some reason it's gone down, but you need at least get 8 goals in it. You should be pushing for like 10, 12, but at least get 8 goals. And I reckon if you go and look through their team now, the goals are going to be spread out everywhere. There's not going to be many of them, and the top goal scorer is going to have 6 goals. And it's probably Ward-Prowse, bro, and they're all free kicks, and that's embarrassing, man.
Yeah,
I don't know what happens with their scouting's not very good. They don't have much money, even though they spent some this time. I like their manager, but I think Southampton might be done for, man. I think their time's come, bro. Like,
yeah,
they can't keep it. Because do you even remember any like? It's you said about Southampton's run, what they went on. They always do this year, but I bet you can't tell me the games apart from a Man City game. You can't tell me what games they got any points from. It's weird, bro.
Yeah,
terrible team, man.
Yeah, they're not great, mate.
No offense to the Saints fans, but you forget Southampton even exists until you play them.
They were savage as well. 32 matches, 6 goals.
There you go. 6 goals.
Was he their top goal scorer? Or
and he was
Ward-Prowse their top goal scorer?
Ward-Prowse was their top goal scorer, I think.
Yeah, probably with the free kicks, to be honest. Yeah.
And he was their best. And he was their best forward, and he only got switched. It's just. I'm going Spurs win this. I'm going to go Spurs 3-0. I'm going to go Spurs 3-0. Opening day win.
I wanted to throw something in there like groundbreaking, like they might get. Let's be honest, bro. Like this might be really bad because of how Spurs are hyped themselves up as well. They might start pretty well. I'm gonna go Spurs 6-0, bro.
6-0.
Wow.
Don't rate Southampton's defense, bro.
No, I don't. I don't see. I agree with you guys. I don't see Southampton scoring. I think Tottenham will win this one very, very comfortably. I've gone for 3-0, but I can see it being a lot more. But yeah, Tottenham will win this very, very comfortably.
Yeah.
And the last Saturday game, before we get to the last few games on Sunday. So last Saturday, I might even do a watch long for this yet, because this is the 5:30 game, so it all depends. Might do 2 watch longs tomorrow. Everton versus Chelsea. This is going to be an interesting game. Now, obviously,
derby.
The last time these two teams met, Everton basically almost kept their survival by beating Chelsea, which was mad. Chelsea all over the shop as well this summer. They're sort of just playing Football Manager and seeing what everyone was going after, and they're just going after that same person. If I look at Chelsea's team at the moment, so they got Mendy and Kepa as their goalkeeper. Mendy's going to play. Mendy didn't end the season too well, though, did he? Marcus Alonso.
Mendy's fucked up. Mendy's fucked up.
I can't even play it because I haven't even got my bloody basics thingy. Marcus Alonso, Thiago Silva, Trevor Chalobah, Ben Chilwell, Reece James, Koulibaly. Yeah, Azpilicueta signed a new 2-year deal yesterday. Marlon Sarr, Emerson, and Cucurella obviously just joining them.
Emerson's still a Chelsea player.
Yeah, still there. So they obviously got a very good defense. They're going to play 3 at the back. They're probably going to go Silva, Koulibaly, and the word is at the moment they're going to go Cucurella as the back 3. That is what I'm hearing at the moment. They're going to use Chilwell at left back and
That's
left
very
wing back.
Interesting playing him at
because apparently Cucurella can play centre back in a free, so on the left hand side. So that's apparently what they're going to be playing. What a lot of Chelsea fans
They're going to have problems trying to keep telling him to stay in one spot, though, man. He likes going forward.
Because, unless they play Aspilicueta, Koulibaly, and Silva in that back three.
I think Koulibaly is not going to be good for them. I'm not even joking. I think
Koulibaly still defender he was.
Yeah.
No.
People still thinking it's Koulibaly from pre-COVID and that.
Yeah, Napoli days.
It's not the same guy, bro. And he wasn't. I seen him in the AFCON and that. It's the AFCON in it, bro. These men were playing on rubble and that, bro. You know, like that, bro. This is. I don't know, man. I don't know about him, bro. But again, they made Rudiger look good in the back three, so maybe it'll work out for him.
And in midfield, they're quite stacked. So they've got Jorginho, Conte, Kante, sorry, not Conte. Kante, who I think legs are starting to go on him a little bit. Kovacic, Pulisic, Bumcheek, Conor Gallagher, Ross Barkley, Mason Mount, Ziyech.
Oh, Barkley friend.
Kennedy, who's still there. Kennedy.
Jesus.
Kai Havertz, so they got as a midfielder, small forward. Billy Gilmore, and obviously Carney Chukwuemeka. Is that how you say it? I don't know.
Yeah, you done well. You done well on that one, Jay. Well done. Well done. You done well on that, man.
I'm not saying it again. So they got the Villa boy in. Who, by the way, is a good bit of business at 15 million. I really
thought he was going to come to us. I did.
I really wanted Liverpool to go for him because I think this kid could be a superstar. I think Conor Gallagher will go back to Crystal Palace on deadline day.
Yeah, I don't think he's staying there.
I think he'll go back to Crystal Palace on deadline day because I don't see him playing. I really don't see him playing. Now they've got, let me see if I can say it again, Chukwuemeka in. Now they've got him in for 15 mil. I think that says goodbye to Conor Gallagher. I really do.
I think the problem is with him. I like him, and he probably rates himself to get in that Chelsea midfielder, which is what you should do. But the World Cup has messed everything up, man, because he played in a few of the games, didn't he? The England games. And if he wants to go, being in Chelsea's midfield and sitting on the bench up until December is not going to help. So Crystal Palace is he really fit in there. He could play for Crystal Palace again. He could play for West Ham. He could play for Brighton, to be fair, and be their best player. So, yeah, man, Crystal Palace is the one for me. I think he should go back there, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it'll be a deadline day because Jorginho's going to play, Kante's going to play, Kovacic is going to play in front of him. Mason Mount can play in that midfield three at occasion, will probably play in front of him. Now they've got Carney in as well. He's probably going to play in front of him as well because they bought him for a reason. So when
Mason
you look
Mount
at
went
that,
on the radar, didn't he? Last season.
I mean, he got 10 goals. I mean, when you look at that, I just don't know where Conor Gallagher's going to play in his World Cup year. He's going to want to go to the World Cup. So I think he goes deadline day back to Palace. And the fact is that they still got him in his Palace kit in the Chelsea lineup. I think
that's hilarious. I think if that Madison was Madison going to go Newcastle? That's Newcastle trying to buy Madison, isn't it?
Yeah.
That'll be the next best thing. If Madison doesn't leave Leicester, just if I was get Gallagher.
Wolf, that ain't even a question, my man. It's King Kenny all day long.
King Kenny.
Wolf, that's a disrespectful question, bro.
Yeah, we did buy Kenny for around 300 grand. That is correct. Which don't sound like a lot of money now, but back in the 1977, that was
big
a
money.
Lot of money.
Inflation.
So obviously Chelsea's forward line, Timo Werner, Raheem Sterling, Callum Hudson-Odoi, the most over-talked about, overhyped, overrated footballer I've ever seen in my life. The man,
I think you're 100% right. You know, he might be the most overrated I've ever heard of, bro.
He can't run. I've watched him play. He puts his head down. He can't run. He has no awareness around him. You should have sold him Bayern Munich when you had.
I was just about to say, remember Bayern Munich were trying to, and Chelsea were fighting against it, and then didn't play him anyway.
He's the only Premier League player ever to play for England before he played a Premier League game.
Crazy.
And Trent can't get an England team. Tells you everything about Southgate, don't it? Tells you everything you need to know. Mitch Batshuayi is still at Chelsea. Jesus Christ.
He's a legend, man. He's a legend, bro. How has he kept a contract?
So, obviously, you'd put Kai Havertz in his forward line as well.
Definitely.
Timo Werner wants to go back to Leipzig. I've said it for a while now. I think Tommy Tuchel doesn't come in for the criticism he should come in for. I don't think he can coach attackers. I don't think he knows what he's doing. The Lukaku thing, I've said it for a while now. I don't put all the blame on Lukaku's failure at Chelsea on just him. I do look at the coach as well. You know, you shouldn't twerk for your ex-girlfriend. We all know that. You shouldn't do it. You know what? You shouldn't do it. But
you shouldn't twerk as a grown man anyway.
No, exactly. You know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. But Lukaku did. You know what I'm saying.
No,
and look, I do think about what he should have done. Thomas Tuchel should have done. He should have sat him down and said, "Look, I understand. Inter Milan's your club. You loved it there. Your time there was excellent. But we bought you now. I want to make this. I'm going to build a team around you. I'm going to make it so you never want to leave. You're going to be loved here. I'm going to make sure of it." You know, but he didn't do any of that. He just hung him out to dry. So I don't actually blame Lukaku for everything. I really don't. Sterling's a good buy. I think he's a fantastic bit of business. I'm still shocked that Man City sold him. Also tells me what Pep Guardiola thinks of Chelsea. He doesn't see him as a rival.
Yeah.
So I guarantee you right now, if Liverpool went, you know what, we'll have Sterling back. Here's 50 mil. He wouldn't sell him. He would not sell him to Liverpool.
Yeah.
So I don't see Chelsea as a rival. But I don't think Sterling does anything without a number 9.
No.
It's been. You only have to look at his stats. When he was at Liverpool with Suarez, excellent stats. When he was at Man City with Aguero, excellent stats. As soon as Aguero left, then stats dried up for Sterling. Yeah. He needs a number 9 to work off. And I actually think Lukaku and Sterling could have done things together. I
think so.
I reckon that would have been a real good combination.
What's happening with the thing, what we said the other day about the Aubameyang thing? Because they were looking at him.
Aubameyang apparently is very interested to go into Chelsea. Now, Lewandowski's come in. Laporte, is it Laporte, the president? He's told everyone at Barcelona they've got to take a 50% pay cut, apart from the new people that are just transferred.
Jesus.
It's a piss take, ain't it?
Crazy how they're still getting away with that. It really is.
But yeah, they somehow are. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting game, you know, guys. So Everton are in the shit, as we know. Obviously Pickford's their goalkeeper. They got the legend that is Andy Lonergan, by the way, as their third choice goalkeeper. So he's doing the Merseyside clubs. Lonergan's got a Premier League.
One second, boys. It's got a flipping Amazon parcel.
No worries. Andy Lonergan's got a bloody Premier League medal. That's just mad.
That's crazy, isn't it?
That's mad. And now he's going to Everton as their third choice. Obviously, James Tarkowski, I will say, is a good bit of business on a free transfer. I think he's a good defender. He's better than Mason Holgate and he's better than Michael Keane. So straight away, that updates Everton a little bit more. I worry about Everton, Steve. I don't know about you. I mean,
I do.
Yari Mina never really done it, has he? Minilenko, the Ukrainian fullback, is okay. Seamus Coleman's legs have gone.
Definitely.
Ben Godfrey's not really done it. Their midfield, Allen's all right in their midfield.
Yeah.
And then they got Dwight McNeil. Who,
for Burnley, he was all right, wasn't he? But
he was a decent footballer, Dwight McNeil. He was always a bit techie when he played against us, wasn't he? He was always up for it when he played against us. Very techie on the ball. Decent dribbler. But not a massive goal scorer.
No.
Andros Townsend still there. Jesus. Decore still there. Dele Alli, Andre Gomez, and Tom Davis. Do you remember Tom Davis was meant to be the next Steven Gerrard? Do you remember that?
God.
And then their forward line, Calvert-Lewin is out for 3 months. Anthony Gordon, who is a very good player, but dives. He
does, yeah.
Damari Gray, who I think is decent, but he ain't got the goal return it's got to do. And then, really, at the beginning of the season, they're looking at their main striker is going to be Rondon. Rondon is going to be their main striker. I think that will Everton get relegated or not? I don't know, because if Everton are in that drop zone, you know, at Christmas time, I think the owners sack Lampard and look for a new manager to come in to boost them up. The problem is when your only fit striker is Rondon, there's a lot of problems. That's the issue. Anthony Gordon's decent. Calvert-Lewin's out for 3 months. Damari Gray will score the odd goal here and there, but he doesn't score enough. and you're looking at Rondon to spear your attack. I think Everton. Saying that though, I think this game's going to be a draw. Yeah. I think this game's going to be a draw. It's at Goodison. The Everton fans are going to be up for it. It's a 5:30 kickoff, so they're going to be up for it. The Everton fans, they're going to make it a hostile atmosphere. They're going to try and get behind their team. You know, if it all goes wrong, Meatball Molly McCann will come on the pitch and just knock everyone out. I love her, by the way. I absolutely love her. She's
a legend, man.
She is a superstar. She's a superstar. As much as I like Paddy the Baddie as well, but I think she's great. She is fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to go for a draw because I think Chelsea have struggled to score goals and create chances. And I think Lampard will have Everton quite defensive in this game, try and be solid and try and just lose. I mean, the only way they can score goals really is getting long balls up to Rondon and him getting knockdowns. Hopefully, people like Dele Alli and Dwight McNeil to get in the box and try and score them goals. That's the only way they're going to score as well. So that's why I'm going for a draw. I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1 in this game. Stubbsy?
I've got Everton to finish 18th in the Premier League, and that's not just because I'm a Liverpool fan or anything like that. I really do worry for Everton. I mean, obviously, like you say, Jay.
Oh, yeah. Rondon's actually banned tomorrow as well, so they've got no striker. Fuck exactly. That. Chelsea 2-0. I have forgot Rondon's banned tomorrow. Because he got banned at the end of the season, didn't he?
Yeah.
I totally forgot that. Yeah, 2-0 Chelsea. They got no striker. They're dead. They're gone.
That's the main problem for Everton. I think I can't see anyone in that Everton team that's going to score more than 10 league goals this season for them, and they really are going to struggle.
Yeah, so Wolf said, was it my pint glass?
No, I'm going comfortable afternoon for Chelsea. I'm going to go for 2-0. I'm going for Sterling to score on his debut and Kai Havertz as well. So 2-0.
Because Everton, 2-0's a shout as well, but because Everton haven't got a striker, 0-0 wouldn't be the shock me either, because Everton just they're going to do everything they can to stop Chelsea scoring. You know, Chelsea go find it hard. I do think if Everton decide to go a very low block. So
you know who's going to be up front then tomorrow, don't you? Dele Alli.
Dele Alli will be leading the line.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Savage, what do you reckon, my man?
4-0 Chelsea.
4-0 Chelsea. Yeah, go.
Everton is shit. Everton, they're terrible. They're terrible, bro. Everyone's trying to talk them up and do what they can and that, but they're going to start the season the way they finished last season. Average.
Yeah, I agree. I think Everton are banging trouble. The only reason they might stay out of relegation is if they just sack Frank Lampard and get someone else in. But the problem is the squad ain't there. I don't know. Calvert-Lewin, even when he comes back, he don't look like he's scoring goals.
No.
He's too busy dressing as a flipping umbrella, isn't he? With a handbag.
It is weird, ain't it? But I think all that Pablo, shush. I think the only time Calvert-Lewin's looked good is for that few months he was under Ancelotti, and he wasn't the whole season either, was it?
No.
Calvert-Lewin literally only looked good for a few months under Ancelotti. And everyone raves about like he had a great season that year. He actually didn't. He only had a few good months
as well.
Yeah, so and he gets injured far too much. So Everton are in serious trouble. We'll go. It's going to be an interesting game. I might do the watch along for that. Leicester, Brentford, our first Sunday game, guys. Only a few more matches to go. 3 games left. So Leicester versus Brentford. So we had Ant on the channel the other day, Steve. I don't know if you saw it. Yeah, he was talking about Leicester and all that and saying they can't really afford to buy anyone at the moment. So things are a bit tough at Leicester. But Leicester have everyone back fit this season. Now, obviously, last season, Leicester, they struggled because they didn't have Wesley Fofana for one. He broke his leg against Villarreal, didn't he? A pre-season game.
Game, yeah.
Disgusting challenge. Obviously, at the moment, he's speculation with going to Chelsea, but Leicester want anything between 80 and 100 million pounds.
It's not worth that.
Which is Van Dijk starts to look cheaper and cheaper every season, don't he?
Yeah.
75 mil. Van Dijk just looks cheaper and cheaper every season now when you see these prices.
Yeah.
But let's got James Justin, who I like. Wesley Fofana, if he stays, I like. Sununchu, he's a bit up and down for me. Ryan Bertrand's a decent player. Johnny Evans is a very decent defender. Ricardo, a very good right back. If he can get fit and get back to the way he used to play, Ricardo is one of the best right backs in the league. Castagne is a decent player. Luke Thomas is a decent player. Look at their midfield: Harvey Barnes, Tillemans, Maddison, Mark Albrighton. I think Hazma Chun. What's his name? Chidore. I can't pronounce his name, but he's off anyway. Shrewsbury Hall, very good player. Mendy, Wilfred Ndidi, very good player. Yeah, and Sumare. They got some decent players there.
Yeah, they're quite techy in midfield.
Yeah, they got some decent players. Then they still got Vardy, who will still bang goals. They got Pasandaka, who will get the odd goal here and there, and Iniacho. So I think Leicester will be fine this season. I know some people got them in a relegation battle, but
I don't say that myself.
I think Leicester will be fine. I think they'll be a top 10 team this season, even without buying players. Now, obviously, they're playing Brentford at home.
Signed Ben Mee, didn't they?
They got Ben Mee in. They got the assistant manager in from last season from Burnley. Be decent, be decent. They got a shitload of Danish players, obviously. Half their defence is Danish.
Damsgaard's a good signing, though, mate. What a Euros he has.
Great signing.
Yeah.
Who did they buy? Sorry,
Mikael Damsgaard, I believe. I don't know if it's gone through, but 16 million had an offer accepted by Sampdoria the other day. So
where's he play?
He is.
He's
left wing back, isn't he?
Left wing back. Oh yeah.
Probably one of the stars.
He was amazing in the Euros.
He'll fit right into this team.
Mm.
And then obviously you got Christian Norgard, midfield. You got Wissa, Mbui, Henry, Baptiste, Yanlit. Yeah, they're quite solid. Sergio Canos, we Liverpool fans know.
Yeah.
Joel Valencia, Ivan Toney. It might be just their forward line. It might just be their forward line because where they might struggle. But yeah, it's Ricardo out for 6 months again.
Jesus,
man can't catch a break. I didn't even know that.
Poor guy.
Man can't catch a break because he was a tremendous right back before all his injuries. I'd actually say that year he was excellent. He was probably the second best right back behind Trent in the league before his injuries. Absolutely tremendous. Panel, would you buy Maddison in a heartbeat?
Yeah,
I think Maddison. I think Maddison's a fantastic player.
Just the English tax, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, he got 12 goals and 11 assists last season for Leicester, who struggled.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great little player. I've said it all the time. He's better than Jack Grealish. Man City bought the wrong player for me. And big up Niall. How you doing? Well, mate.
Big up Niall.
So this is an interesting game, guys. Really interesting game. You go on last season, you could say it's almost an even game. Leicester at home, though, they got everyone fit apart from obviously Ricardo, but everyone else is fit and ready to go. I'm not sure in their pre-season. I ain't watched any of their pre-season. I don't even know their pre-season results. I don't know how they got on. I don't know if they're ready, but
Leicester.
Yeah.
I saw a Madder's goal. That's what I saw. It was incredible. Apart from that, I don't know about the result.
I haven't really been paying attention, to be honest.
Brentford, they're there, aren't they? Brentford. They like the game. They can scrap. They can fight. They can play some nice football. This one's going to be hard. I'm going to go Leicester just. I'm going to go Leicester 2-1. I think Maddison's in a bit of form at the moment, and I think he keeps that form going. Shrewsbury Hall's a very decent player as well. Harvey Barnes, another decent player. Vardy, if he gets his wife to shut up, he might be all right. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do love Rebecca Vardy. She went straight to the newspapers after the court case. She just proves everyone's point. Yeah. And she went to the worst newspaper in the world at the same time as well.
I don't think Vardy likes her, to be honest.
Just like she's mad. She's one scary woman. I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of her. I know that. I'm going to go Leicester just 2-1, but this could be a decent game. This could be an attractive game to watch, actually. It's a 2 o'clock kickoff on Sunday. Steve, what are you going with, man?
Yeah, I'm seeing Leicester just edging it. I think it will be a difficult game. I think 1 goal will be in it, and I actually did go for 2-1 to Leicester. I've gone for Vardy and Maddison with the goals for Leicester, and Ivan Toney for Brentford to get off the mark as well. So yeah, 2-1 Leicester. Just it'll be a difficult game though for Leicester, but they'll just have enough to edge it, I think.
Savage, yourself, my man.
2-0.
2-0. 2-0 Leicester. Is that Leicester,
Yeah.
is it? Yeah. 2-0 Leicester. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think Vardy gets a brace on that one.
Yeah, I think Vardy's going to start the season quite well. Everyone forgets about Vardy when it comes to strikers. Did you see that thing that thing they put up the other day? I can't remember who it was. They had put like all the strikers in the Premier League, and they actually put Vardy's stats up. His stats are ridiculous.
Yeah,
he's a lethal striker, bro.
Yeah, we all talk about Harry Kane a lot, you know, but you look at Vardy's stats; they aren't far off. They're not far off, and you could say he's playing for a lesser team in a way than at Leicester than he is Kane at Spurs in some ways.
Yeah.
So yeah, Vardy's a very, very good footballer. So yeah, we all got Leicester winning that game. Now this is an interesting one. The other 2:00 kick-off on Sunday. This is the game that's being shown live because they're both at 2:00. But I'm not surprised. It is Man United, Brighton. Now, Brighton, you could arguably say have just sold their. Okay, mate. Can you tell me in a minute? All right, and all right, go, mama, go. You can have my phone in a minute. Hang on, guys. Talk amongst yourselves. You talk amongst yourselves 1 second. Let me just sort him out.
Yeah.
What game are you on? Man U Brighton.
Man U Brighton. Yeah, it's difficult to put anything past the Manx, really, isn't it? I can't see them getting.
Yeah, I mean,
in this game.
They just said the Cucurella deal's done, innit?
Yeah, Cucurella's gone. Obviously, Basuma's gone. Although I like Caicedo as well, who's in midfield.
Yeah.
I think he's a decent player, but...
Yeah, I would have said if Cucurella was still there. Because there was a few games last season where Basuma wasn't playing anyway. There was obviously, he was injured and then they had the court case stuff as well. And they still played pretty well. It's weird because the amount of teams we've named today, Southampton, Wolves, there's a lot of teams that struggle to score goals in it.
Yeah.
And I just don't think Mope's it, man. He's one of them people that, like, he'll score against, like, Arsenal and Man U in a season, and then all of a sudden you'll think that he's on flipping 15 goals, and you realise he scored 4. And then you got Welbeck, who comes off the bench and scores in the 93rd minute, only against Chelsea, no one else. Trossard likes to hit the post constantly.
Yeah.
And, Lallana actually plays good for them, to be fair. Doesn't score much.
When
Doesn't
he's
really
fit.
add any GA, but yeah, when he's fit, he's pretty good for them. But
yeah,
I don't know about. I think I don't really keep up with the Man U stuff. I don't like them, but I think I heard them say they've only got Martial up top. I don't know why they said that because it can't be true.
Martial's injured, I do believe.
Yeah,
it's him who's injured.
Yeah,
Martial's Rashford, Sancho, Ronaldo will play in it. Like, it all
no, Ronaldo. I think. Did you hear Ten Hag's interview the other day?
No.
Yeah, but Ronaldo, mate, is bigger than Ten Hag.
Yeah, it's true. But Ten Hag does not want him around. He wants him gone out that door. But yeah,
I think.
Sorry about the little one, by the way. He just come up and because he's potty trained. He just come up to me and told me he did it. So yeah,
big old little man.
Bless him.
You know what? I think it might be 1-1. Yeah,
I mean Brighton. Look, you could arguably say they've just sold their 2 best players this summer in some way. They've made money. They've made over I think they've made £100 million for them 2 sales. Now, if I was Brighton, you need to go and buy a forward. They need
definitely buy a forward.
If they can get a goal scorer who can get between 10 and 15 Premier League goals, Brighton are going to be absolutely fine.
Yeah. They need a goal scorer who does nothing else but score.
Yeah, just go. Because the problem is, with the way Potter plays, you know, he needs a certain forward that plays in that sort of way.
Yeah.
And then forwards are very hard to buy. You know, and then forwards also, you know, want to go to the big teams. So it's difficult for Brighton to get that right forward. That's why they have to go with Neil Maupay and Trossard and Danny Welbeck and these players. I mean, I like Brighton. I enjoy watching Brighton play football. I mean, Graham Potter, let's face it, Brighton ain't got a great side. But
the manager's great.
Graham Potter makes them playing excellent football. I believe they had the third highest possession-based team in the Premier League behind Man City and
Decent
Liverpool.
football. Yeah,
Only Man City and Liverpool have more possession of football in the Premier League in the whole season than Brighton. And you think the players Brighton good. So you put Potter in a better team with better players. That's why I keep saying it. I want Potter as the England manager after. I think he'd be tremendous. But
that's what I said to you, that he could have been the Arsenal manager over Arteta. He could have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, it's Arteta's first job, bro. Like,
yeah.
He could have been the Brighton manager. I think that Potter would end up at Chelsea as well. So
and Potter was the manager of that Scandinavian team that beat Arsenal in Europe as well, wasn't it?
Oh, Ostersund.
Yeah. So
took him from the fourth tier.
Yeah,
all the way up.
He's a tremendous coach. And didn't he go to university about psychology or something like that as well?
Yeah.
And he's got a degree. He's got a degree in it as well, ain't he? So he uses that in his management. If that money is well spent by Potter, could get European spot in 2 years. I agree. Yeah,
the problem Brighton have is attracting players, isn't it?
That's the problem. They're Brighton. You know, it's you got to go down to the south coast. You know, and then it's a nice place to live. I like Brighton. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
I will say one thing for Brighton. They have the most aggressive seagulls I've ever seen in my life. Super aggressive, all roided up to the eyeballs. I'll tell you what, like they're about 4 foot. They're massive. They're hench, and they're aggressive as fuck as well.
Yeah, they'll snatch your chips away real quick.
They do. Every chip shop on the seafront, on the front at Brighton has. If we are not to blame for the seagulls at the front of each one, so that everyone knows they need, just fuck them. Aggressive, but great place Brighton to go. Really nice place, but it's attracting that kind of player, ain't it? Look, Man United. You know, they beat Liverpool 4-0 when Liverpool played the kids and made 37 million substitutions. And they didn't even take that trophy home, which is hilarious. No. They got Lindelof, Bailey, Phil Jones is still at Man United. Harry Maguire, still club captain. They got Lisandro Martinez. How do you say his name, Terrell?
Malacia.
Ain't Malacia like a spice or something like that? or something you put in food. I swear it is. They got Europa League Varane, Diogo Dalot, Luke Shaw still at the club, Wan-Bissaka, who's apparently on his way to Everton. Wan-Bissaka's apparently on his way to Everton.
Should go back to Crystal Palace.
That deal looked like it can happen. Brandon Williams, who's not wanted, and Excel to Zabi. In midfield, they got Bruno Fernandes. They got Bruno Fernandes in midfield. Bruno Fernandes is not a midfielder. Christian Eriksen. Fred, I've gone on a limb and said I don't think Fred's that bad.
He was their best player last season.
Yeah, I think Fred's an okay squad player, midfielder. The problem with Fred, he has to play alongside the worst midfielder I've ever seen in Scott McTominay. You know, that's the problem. I don't think Fred's all that bad. I mean, he's a Brazilian international. I mean, Fred plays in front of Fabinho for Brazil, which is
crazy in itself.
But I do think Fred's all right. I don't think he's that bad. Donny van der Beek, he ain't going to play. Scott McTominay, Chong, the youth player, the Annabelle, the other midfielder, and Garnacho. This is their midfield. Fernandes, Eriksen, Fred, Palastri, the youth player, Donny van der Beek, who probably won't play, James Garner, Scott McTominay, Chong, Hannibal, and Garnacho. That is Man United's midfield.
Sounds like a bit out of Silence of the Lambs, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's a bit. That is weak, ain't it? That's such a weak midfield. No wonder they're after De Jong so badly.
Yeah.
And then obviously the forward line, they've got Ronaldo, Martial, Rashford, Dalio, Sancho, Elanga. Elanga apparently is going out on loan. I think Sancho will have a decent season this year. Rashford, I don't know Rashford. I really don't. And then Martial's injured at the moment, but he's been there 7 years now and has had one good season in 7 years, I would say, and went on loan last season. And then Ronaldo. Yeah, when I look at this Man United squad, it's actually quite poor, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's
not really changed that much, has it?
No, it's not at all. I haven't done as much business as I thought. I actually thought they did more business than this. If you think about it, they've just bought 2 defenders. They haven't, and
True.
Ericsson on a free. Now, I think Ericsson is a decent player, but I don't think he's a first teamer at the highest end of the game anymore.
No, he's going to be squad player, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I remember people saying, "Why don't Liverpool go and get Ericsson?" I don't. Look, Ericsson's heart might be all right now, but I don't trust it in our midfield. You have got a run in our midfield under Jurgen Klopp. I just don't see. But looking at this midfield now, Ericsson's going to have to play, isn't he?
Yeah, but it's not the strongest midfielder in the Premier League by any way, shape, or form, is it? So I do worry for them. I think I might go for a 1-1 draw here. I can't see either team winning it, but I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, I think, for this one.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got to remember, Brighton had a great away record last season.
Yeah.
I think they had the best away record in the Premier League, didn't they? At one time.
Yeah, one of them.
At the time they did, yeah. At the time they did, yeah. But
Savage, did you hear me talk about Man United's midfield? Did
you? Yeah. I had my earphones in the whole time, man.
How dead is that midfield?
Nah, their midfield's in the mud, bro. Iron Man ain't gonna save him. I told you this already, bro.
But he has to play. I mean, because Bruno Fernandes for me is not a midfielder. I think he's more of a forward than a midfielder.
Yeah.
Fred's their best midfielder. How mad's that?
It's crazy.
Fred is their best midfielder.
Maybe play Bruno in false 9, man.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, play Fred.
And then have Rashford and Sancho on either side because Bruno's gonna play. That's the weird thing, and it's like, as much as we know these things about him and that, he's gonna play, bro.
Yeah, I mean, right now, if you're looking at it, you're probably looking at Scott McTominay and Fred as your midfield partnership, and then one of Ericsson and Fernandes.
Yeah.
It's madness.
Definitely,
absolute
crazy.
Madness. And Brighton, as I said, they had a tremendous away record last season. Their home record, that was trash, wasn't it? Yes, they're not as strong. They still got decent players in there, but I just like the way Graham Potter play. I think Brighton will outplay Man United for the majority of this match.
They've got some good players, really have.
Yeah, I think they'll outplay Man United for most of this match, and I think they'll nick a draw. I can just never say Brighton are going to win a game because of their lack of goal scorer. You know, you see the amount of they make so many chances in games, Brighton, but they can't finish it off. That's why they draw a lot of games. So I'm going to go 1-1. Stubbsy, was you going?
1-0, yeah. 1-0.
Yeah, I said 1-1. I said 1-1 as well.
1-0. Guys, let me know in the chat. I think it'll be 2-1 last minute Man United winner. I think Brighton will struggle this season. What do you reckon struggle, Edward? In what way do you reckon struggle? Because I don't think they get relegated or anything like that.
No.
Rashford is dead food. Jesus. I feel for Rashford a little bit because let's face it, Solskjaer broke his back, didn't he? Let's put it bluntly. Rashford went to him. The doctors went to him. Right, Rashford's got a crack in his spine. You know, he's got a little fracture in his spine. And Solskjaer went, yeah, well, I'm going to keep playing him. I mean, it's just, you know what I mean? It's just absolutely mental. I'm going to go. We're all going for a draw in that. Savage, did you say a draw as well? Oh, he's away. He's away. He's opening.
Yeah, you think he went 1-1 as well, mate?
Yeah, he's opening his Amazon. Right, let's get to the last game. The last game of the weekend. Interesting game, this one. Very
my bad, boys. I did go 1-1, by the way. I did. I'm waiting for my son to come in it, and he ain't got his team, so.
You went for it, boy.
Yeah.
So the last game of the weekend is going to be maybe the most interesting game of the weekend. It's West Ham at home against Manchester City. Now, West Ham have had a very underrated transfer window.
Yeah.
Bought some decent players, and there's players they're looking at that they get hold of. They could do some bits this season. Obviously, they got Gianluca Scamacca in. 23-year-old. He's about 6'3", quick, can score goals. And, you know, he had a good relationship with Bernardi, is it, as well, on the right-hand side. Now, he'll have that same relationship with Jarrod Bowen on the right-hand side for West Ham. And, you know, we all rate Jarrod Bowen very highly. Very highly. Didn't Jurgen Klopp call Jarrod Bowen the championship seller?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
He called in the Championship Saturday. I love that. That's such a comment. Obviously, got Mikel Antonio, who puts his life on the line for West Ham every time he plays.
Every time.
Such a willing player. Say Berama, decent player. Need a little bit more out of him this season. And Bowen and Schumacher, they've got decent forward line. Then their midfield, they've got Declan Rice, very good midfielder. Thomas Souček, very good player. Lazzini and Fornals, Valzic from decent player as well, the Croatian. Got some decent players there. Ben Johnson, Aaron Cresswell, Zuma, the cat killer, Kufal, Craig Dawson, Abonga, Issa Diop. And if they get the geezer from, is it Lille, the midfielder?
I think Everton are linked with him as well, aren't they?
Yeah, but I think West Ham will go buying by the sounds of him, Sana. So if they get him through as well, it's going to be, look, West Ham scared the shit out of Man City, obviously.
Yeah.
Before the end of the season. And City are coming into this a little undercooked, as a lot of City fans have told me that, they've only played, 3 pre-season games, including the Community Shield.
Yeah.
So they're going to come in a little undercooked. But obviously it's still Man City, so they're still a tremendous side. This City team doesn't change. But obviously Laporte's out injured. So they got, I don't know if John Stones is fit, but they've got Nathan Ake and Ruben Diaz might start the game for them. Yeah. Obviously, you've got Calvin Phillips in, Gundogan still there, Jack Grealish, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, Silva, Foden, Cole Palmer. I mean, they got
what team?
Their midfield is ridiculous, as we've always said. And look, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, and Bernardo Silva is their midfield three. That's the three that will play. It'd be interesting to see what happens with Bernardo Silva and his Barcelona links.
Yeah.
But they still got a tremendous squad there. Jack Grealish is a big season for Jack Grealish. He needs to do something this season. I still think selling Sterling is a mad one. Jack Grealish is nowhere near a good footballer as Raheem Sterling. The difference with Raheem Sterling is he runs in behind players. He runs at players. He runs in behind them with his pace. Jack Grealish don't do that. Jack Grealish has only got 18 goals in his whole Premier League career. 18 goals. It's not a goal-scoring forward.
No.
It's a big season for Jack Grealish. I don't think Jack Grealish is good enough. I really don't. I've said it now for a year. I just don't think he's good enough. And I don't think he's going to change the way that Pep Guardiola will want him to change to be a better player this season. I actually think Phil Foden's better than him on that left-hand side.
Yeah.
I think if you go play one of Phil Foden and Jack Grealish, you should play Phil Foden for me, who's a tremendous footballer. And then obviously they got Haaland, Alvarez, and Mahrez as their forwards. So this game's going to be a good. I am looking forward to this game. I'm doing the watch along for this game on Sunday afternoon as well. It's going to be a great game.
2 seconds.
What does everyone think? I can't call it. I think it's going to be a tough game.
Tough game.
I think, like Pac-Man said, you're right. His stats did fall away, but I think he's still better than Grealish, Pac-Man. I still think I'd rather have Sterling than Grealish in my team every day of the week. I really would. I prefer to have him in. This game's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
It's hard to call. Now, obviously, Pac-Man's going 3-1, as I'd expect. He's a City fan. If West Ham come out the blocks and really go at City early on and have a proper go at them, because City are a bit undercooked. Even Pac-Man would probably agree with that. They are a little undercooked going into this game with pre-season, only having 3 games. I think West Ham, if they go for City earlier on, get hold of the ball and start playing some nice stuff like they can, and if Antonio's running at them, Bowen's running at them, Schumacher's playing. It could be an interesting game. I know what you're saying, Pac-Man, but I just don't see Grealish doing it. I really don't. And you usually do start the season quite poorly at times, don't you, because of it? So I'm going to go 2-2 draw, West Ham 2, Man City 2, because of that reason. But it wouldn't surprise me if City still won it. It wouldn't surprise me if City still won it. But Edwards gained an easy win for 2-0 for Man City. Yeah, what do you guys think? Stubbs, I'll go with you first.
I've actually gone for the same scoreline as you, Jay. Same scoreline as last season at Upton Park. Well, not Upton Park now, is it West Ham Stadium and London Stadium? Sorry. So I've gone for 2-2. I see goals in this game. I really do. So yeah, I'm going to go for 2-2 in this game. Yeah.
Savage.
1-1.
1-0.
I think worst thing what West Ham can probably do is score against them early, to be honest. They'll just wind them up, bro. But I think the longer the game goes on 0-0, I think West Ham will score first in the second half, and then Man City's not going to lose that game. So I think it'll be 1-1.
I agree with Pat-Man here. I think Grealish would be better in the midfield in this City team. I just don't think he suits. Better. I don't think he suits that wide left position in the City team. He hasn't got the pace to get in behind players. That's the problem. And like Sterling, his goals might have dried up a little bit, but Sterling coming and running at you is more scary than Jack Grealish.
100%.
So, yeah, I think that's the problem there. And, Grealish in midfield with his technical ability in this City team, I think would be a much better midfielder than he is out in the wing. But, guys, that is the Premier League preview. It is back, guys. We can't wait. So, I am live tonight with Crystal Palace versus Arsenal. I'll be live at 7:40 p.m. guys for an 8 p.m. kickoff. So make sure you join me then. Then I will be live. I think Statman's doing his watch along as well.
Yeah.
I'll be live at 12 o'clock Saturday, guys, and Stubbsy will be doing his as well. So go and watch both. Open both tabs up and put both on. Then you're helping everyone out. So I'll be live on that on Saturday. Then I'll probably be live again Saturday evening with Everton versus Chelsea. And then I'll probably be back with another watch along on Sunday for the West Ham Man City game. So a lot of watch alongs, 3 watch alongs in on the weekend, guys.
Yeah, man.
And then obviously we'll be doing a post-match calling show Saturday as well, so look out for that. So lots going on, guys, so make sure you have subscribed. Make sure you subscribe to Statman Stubbs channel as well, Hugo's channel as well. Make sure you know where they are, guys. You know where. If you don't know by now, Jesus Christ, you should by now, guys. So make sure you go and subscribe to these guys. And guys, if you want to join a fantasy football league, Savage, where can they find it?
Yeah, man. Savage Talks Football. Go to the About page and all the details are there, bro. I think you can still start once. I think you can still join whenever in the season, but obviously you're going to be points behind. So just go pick up the code there. The link's there. Click on it. Takes you straight through. Oh, there you go. Links in the chat. That last part of the link is the code to get in. So where it starts with a G, that's the code to get in. And then, man, have fun in there, bro. Definitely.
Yeah. There you go, guys. So if you want to join the fantasy league, go to hit that link. Savage is doing the fantasy league. That's the code at the end there, GJ, all that code there. Go and join, guys. Hit the link, go and join that up. And don't forget, guys, while you're there, please subscribe to his channel. Don't just use the channel as a fantasy football league. Actually subscribe to it as well. And guys, so I'll be back tomorrow. Everyone enjoy the rest of your tonight.
Big up, man. Thanks, guys.
Back tonight, so everyone enjoy the rest of your day.